Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to a thrilling, throbbing, and hopefully interesting episode of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to dulcet tones of Maffew, joined as always by Ross.
How you doing, pal? All right there, pal? How you doing?
And I'm talking to myself, back from his holidays, and joined as not as usual, unusual, we should say,
appearance.
Mr. Fraser.
Hey, Maffew, how are you?
I'm all right.
It's finally happened. He's bludgeoned Jack in the head. Jack's now dead.
Got my revenge. He's in a field somewhere.
Scottish karaoke finally wins after all. Who says no such thing as happy endings in these stories?
Exactly. Fairy tale ending. Boyhood dreams become a reality.
And we are interested in seeing how you're doing, but we do want to hear all about Ross's lovely holiday.
I'm not going to talk about any of the holiday on this podcast.
That was great. How you doing, Fraser?
I was in Benidorm. I'll tell you one thing, actually, which was really impressive, but not for the reasons that I hope people think it's impressive, or why I think it's impressive. Walking a bar, right, at 1 a.m. At 1 a.m., the first night we got there, Thursday, and all of a sudden, this man, naked, but with a black cape on and a Darth Vader mask, walks on like the stage area in this bar, and everyone turns around going like, ooh, what's going to happen here? And he whaps out a Segway, you know, the little ones, no handlebars or anything, just the ones that's like the flat platform. And he starts going around the dance floor, and then all of a sudden, Princess Leia appears, also on a Segway, following him around. And then all of a sudden, Darth Vader in his cape and nothing much else on, whaps off his kecks, whaps off his little undercrackers, and he's out there. The man's fully naked. Look interested, Maffew. It's a good story.
Oh, I am.
And then
I am.
Princess Leia hops on to Darth Vader's Segway. They're both on the same Segway, no handlebars at the same time. And they start having intercourse in front of us. It was a show that they get paid money to do. And we were there when they rocked up in this bar, and we didn't know what to do with ourselves. And for the next 10 minutes, they were doing all these impressive things all on a Segway. And I was just more impressed at the fact they didn't fall off the Segway, because my main exposure to the Segways is Instagram Reels compilations of people just falling arse over tit. Mike Tyson, when he got one for Christmas and cracked his head off the floor. And these two were upside down, round and round. It was incredible to watch. So that's the only bit I'll talk about.
How many drinks did you have before
Wait, that's the only bit you'll talk about. Well, God knows what the rest of the stuff's going to be like.
We got to the hood. Well, got to like Benidorm at like sort of 9 o'clock. I think the plane landed. Then we sort of at the hotel accommodation thingy for like 10. Out, and then a couple hours later, this is what happened.
Wow. Is it bad that I'm most concerned with that going, hang on, Leia and Vader were getting it on? Are they familiar with the work of Star Wars, or were they cheapest outfits in the...
Is that not right, is it not?
No,
that's...
They're related.
Your big
this is going to be
Yeah, you're right, yes, that's right. It's just purely down to preference, you're right.
That's going to be another big reveal for Ross, though, about Star Wars.
Jabba the Hutt, innit? He fancies Leia.
But Darth Vader is Leia's dad.
Darth Vader is Leia's dad. Whoa! That puts a totally new spin on everything. So hang on, Leia and
Luke are twins.
Leia and Luke are twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a weird bit at the end of Empire.
Yeah.
Oh no, A New Hope.
I think it's
kiss.
Empire, isn't it? Oh, yeah, the kiss had some...
Why?
And then it's revealed
well, they
that
don't realise. They
don't know.
That was the third film, which I know you're going to see soon. And right.
Yeah,
and
so
that's like a setup to an actual adult film, that. They don't know their brother and sister. Bring on the Segways.
there we go.
But yeah, Benidorm's got a reputation, and I can fully see why.
I think Ross's holidays segment that we've got in the podcast is almost as good as Ross discovers stuff about Star Wars.
I had no idea about that.
It adds a whole new layer to what you witnessed.
A whole new layer. Look at Fraser. Already earning his keep.
Thank you.
Whole new layer.
Why is that?
Whole new layer.
Oh, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was like an episode title or something.
Episode 6.
A whole new layer.
Oh dear.
I'm glad you had a good time though.
I had too good of a time. I've not recovered since. My body's shutting down. I'm 31 in 2 weeks.
May get yourself a
And
Segway.
3/4 days. I couldn't keep my balance on them. It was honestly, I couldn't give a toss about what was happening, you know, the body on the body, the incest that was happening in front of us. I was more impressed with the just the balance. It was really, really good.
Benidorm, drinking, Star Wars, incest.
Segways.
Speaking of segues, wrestling news. Ian Riccaboni, hope I'm getting that name right, signs multi-year AEW contract, which is good news for people who have ears.
He's a
he did
sassy cowboy, isn't he?
He confirmed on Twitter that it had happened, and he wanted to point out, quote, "It wasn't the hat. It happened before the hat, by the way. Although if it hadn't happened, I'm sure the hat probably would have helped it, tweeted Riccaboni.
Riccaboni.
Yeah.
He is a good commentator, isn't he? But it's interesting for Collision, isn't it? Because what does this mean for Kevin Kelly?
Hopefully he can just do the backstage interviews like the oldie days of SmackDown.
I preferred Riccaboni to Kevin Kelly on it.
I love Kevin Kelly, but
yeah.
he sounded like he was on the edge of his seat with the notes and stuff he'd been given. Like he was coming, like loading very slowly, like an old internet.
It wasn't as seamless as how Riccaboni and McGuinness felt.
Yes.
And we'll get onto it, I'm sure, in Collision.
That's because Nigel was wearing his Freddie P. He looked more comfortable
cool.
behind the commentary table.
Yeah.
Up the Freddie P.
Didn't even have any shoes on. Kenny Omega addresses Tiger Driver 91 criticism. He said, quote, "There are a lot of people criticizing who do not have my best interests at heart. They just want to put a dark mark, like on Harry Potter, on that match, which is a performance I'm extremely proud of. And performances like that will be few and far between as I get older and older." It goes on for a bit, and he says, "There are people who want to complain and put themselves on a pedestal by saying what we did was dangerous. Well, you think?" So he says, so I've been asked, why did we do it? It made sense. The match, it evoked emotion. Sure, there's always a risk. Look at the way Mike Tyson boxed. His style was so dangerous. He stayed so close to his opponent. What was he doing boxing in style? Shouldn't he have fought more stick and move and waited for the counter punch?
No.
And it goes on for about Mike Tyson comparison for a while, and he just says, shut the F up. Strange, because I've never thought of Mike Tyson and Kenny Omega together, we've mentioned Mike Tyson twice now. So.
Yeah, it's twice.
Up the Mike
we did
Tyson.
Segway and Mike Tyson again for this.
There's a big difference between legitimate sports like boxing and what professional wrestling is. Obviously, we appreciate everything they put their bodies through and whatnot, but it's not a legitimate sport and contest where you don't have to do moves like that.
What, boxing?
Aye. Well, yeah, basically, yeah. All these days, isn't it? It's pretty much wrestling now, isn't it? Boxing?
Hey, you leave Wings of Redemption alone, all right?
And UFC, that's pretty much wrestling now as well.
Yeah.
But it was just looking at the videos where he gets, done up the taint by the guy with the chisel, that guy who does the body cracking and whatnot, that guy, I keep referring to him, and seeing how just generally knackered he was, then seeing that move happen to him, you're a bit like, oh, Kenny, what are you doing there, pal? It did come from, well, no, because we did it on the podcast, didn't we? And I know from us, it came from a genuine sort of concept of like, don't lose your head, pal. Like literally have your head fall off your shoulders.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's lost an inch. Bailey injured at WWE live event. The Damaged Guitar members suffered the injury while competing against Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair in a WWE Women's Championship match. Bailey suffering an apparent injury to her right knee, with the X being thrown up. So a bad sign, but she tweeted, "Be all right. Thanks, everyone."
Bit of ice, good sit down, eat an orange.
Hopefully it doesn't keep her out for too long.
She went, "It's all right, because Evander Holyfield used to wrestle like this." It's a famous boxer.
I know.
It just didn't work, did it? It was just rubbish. That's why there was a deafening silence, Matthew.
He should
Move
have
on.
bitten his ear off,
on.
shouldn't he? But I think it's interesting, though, because they could now prolong the Io Sky reign with the briefcase with Bailey just like chirping her ear for a year. If she is going to be injured that long. I don't know how long she's out for.
I'm worried that Io thing's going to end in a failed cash-in. And
why would you put that in the universe, Fraser?
I think it's going to be a failed one. I think it's going to be Bailey's fault, and I'm hoping this injury doesn't derail whatever storyline they have going. But I think upon return of injury, we'll see Bailey and Io probably feud immediately.
Good.
Be a good wrestling match, yeah.
Yeah, it would.
AEW's issued the banned moves list to talent.
Tiger Driver 91.
It'd be funny if it was, right? No unprotected chair shots to the head.
Fair enough.
This came hours after we
Yeah.
saw Pac hit Kenny Omega with one, but obviously it was with his hand over the thing, but whatever. No shots to the back of the head in general, unclear whether the chair shots or the shots in general. No buckle bombs or blind moves in the turnbuckles. No fencing responses, mimicking unnatural positions of arms following concussions. And no seizure cells by the seesaw, like Bryan Danielson at Forbidden Door 2, which annoyed some people. No spitting or bleeding in the crowd, so MJF, that's why MJF's turned face. No weapons or projectiles in the crowd, see above. No taking foods or drinks in the crowd, see above. No physical contact with the crowd, see above. Nothing with blood on should be thrown in the crowd. Well, yes.
Yeah, fair.
Spots and bumps on the ring apron outside TLC spot in and out the ring, only allowed with padding. Any elevated spots outside the barricades. This is going on for a while now. All pile driver tombstone variants, including sit out. What?
They're not allowed to
Moves and
do
spots only be performed. Sorry, the little bit there missed. Moves and spots that only be performed following approval from medical, coaching, and training staff. Oh, right, I was going to say.
Oh, well, the AEW people must have approved Omega to take that move then. Excuse me.
I mean, to be fair, like if you slow it down, he does land on his shoulders and not his neck, but it's still...
Come on, Fraser.
It's like, ooh.
Come on now. He travelled at 100 miles an hour towards that match.
But he's a pro. He's a pro. If he could do it on a Segway, I bet you he could.
Yeah.
That's where the future lies. It's wrestling on Segways.
You saw it, yeah.
Seg wrestling. That didn't work at
It
all.
literally would be a tiger driving.
Yeah.
And you have to stay safe in wrestling. Anything can happen, especially if you're Don Callis at Triple Mania. One of the 16 Triple Manias having this year. I think it's Triple A's strategy is to have every event as Triple Mania.
Yeah.
So, Don Callis was legitimately attacked by a fan at a post-show press conference following the Omega versus Vikingo match, says Brian Alvarez, even though we saw the video, it was clearly a member of the press or security already. It's hard to tell. Omega was being interviewed by people, and Don Callis showed up and was like, ha ha, you bitch. And did a stomping with Takeshita, who was also in his big field. And then, it just looked like security's got a bit carried away, really.
Yeah.
Shoot took him down, and Don Callis, in one of the videos he showed, was like, what the F? Jesus Christ, calm down. Apparently, he was hurt by this, which, considering what happened.
Emotionally or physically?
He says he concussed his eardrum and busted open his mouth.
Concussed his eardrum. His eardrum's just in his ear going, oh, I need to sit down, Don.
I'm just quoting the Brian. But yeah, it seems to be a guy just like, it looks a bit serious here, because Don Callis did push a camera person beforehand. And it's just like, here we go.
Yeah, I didn't really I took it with a pinch of salt when I saw Alvarez doing it, because he's in there with the AEW, isn't he, Brian? He's in there. Yes. He's in there. And then you see the footage and
you're in there, mate.
Grab your coat, you've pulled Tony Khan. Anyway, I saw the footage and I was like, it's got to be someone who was allowed to be on the pitch, because there was no fans on the pitch, was there? Yeah, so. If he's concussed his eardrum, he's concussed his eardrum.
Certainly has. Bless him.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Concussed his eardrum. Medical expert Brian Alvarez. Booker T accepts Ryback's fight challenge.
We need to see this. We need to see it.
The beef started when Booker made the comment that Ryback talks like someone who is more of a veteran of the wrestling business than he actually is. The Hall of Famer, which is Booker T in this, also criticized the big guy for taking frequent shots at WWE in recent years, and questioned why he hasn't really worked anywhere else since 2016. It's a fair comment.
I mean, I saw a Ryback match at WrestleCon 2017, I think it was, against Colt Cabana.
Great match, was it?
It was really good.
5 stars.
Yep.
Ryback put a challenge out to me for a fight, says Booker. He said a Bellator fight. Said, look, Bellator don't want no parts of a fight between Booker T and Ryback. Reality of Wrestling, Booker T's company, might put something on like that, but no real big organization is going to do anything like that. But as far as the challenge goes, I accept Ryback's challenge to a fight. Now, this is what I need Ryback to do. Just go out on his platform and say, anytime he sees Booker T in public, it's on. The green light between both of them, and nobody's going to get sued. If we just happen to run each other and something happened to happen, it just happened. I want to get out there. You know what the thing is? I don't even know why he called me out. I did say I wouldn't shake his hand because of some words that what he said. I think I was valid for that. But that as it may, what his excuse was, the reasons he said, I did say when he posted the thing that he was going to AEW. Come on, man, quit playing. And he goes on for a bit. And I'm at all the big shows, so just show up, he told him. The 58-year-old also joked that WWE would add 15 years to his current
Which
deal
one's that?
if he beat up the former IC champion.
Which one's 58 years
It's
old?
like you're 58 years old. You have to guess, don't you? Booker T.
This all roads lead, I should say, to Ryback and NXT from the back of this, and some sort of crisp eating competition where Booker T takes him down by eating a hotter crisp.
Yeah.
And a supermarket brawl.
Oh yeah,
Big fight in a supermarket
NXT.
where they finish with crisps.
In the crisp aisle.
In the crisp aisle. With
Ryback just emptying a bag of like
Yeah.
floating
Going,
hot Cheetos into his mouth.
No bread, hits him with bread. No water, hits him with water. And Ryback cuts him off at crisps.
He's NXT Anonymous.
Oh God, Fraser, don't.
This giant hulking dude hiding behind a bush.
Exactly.
I'm getting a little bit aroused behind this table after you saying that. Ryback is NXT Anonymous.
Wait,
Yeah.
can you hear a noise behind there? It sounds like that bush is eating potato chips. RVD was not a fan of his last WWE run. Someone commented about, it's the 10-year anniversary of his return match. And RVD says, actually, I did a fantastic 90-day run in 2013 and then another 5-month run in 2014, which sucked monkey balls. I have no grievance.
This is honest, yeah.
It felt like, I remember, because I was just getting into the wrestling content game when RVD was doing that 5-month one. And he was just losing every week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
All
was
the
getting
time.
bigger reactions than the people he was in with. And you're like, isn't he supposed to be making them look good? But people are like, it's RVD! Yeah. He's like, oh no, this is not working.
Because he had that weird thing where Ricardo Rodriguez was his manager. Was that part of the 90-day run, or was that part of the 5-month run? Because we know he faced Del Rio at SummerSlam.
That must have been
in
it
2013, but I can't remember.
You must have been about 2 years old when all this took place. How can you remember this?
Yeah, I was quite a young whippersnapper. How old was I? Would have been 15. I would have been 15. I was memory.
She was overachieving back then. Sorry.
Yeah. She was only 15 years old. Michael Caine. Smojo
talks about the infamous Dynamite promo. Smojo says that I was there for it live and it was hilarious. I was standing to the other side of the camera guy laughing. To Scott's credit, I think it was only a 2-take go. I think the first take was just because maybe Petey Williams broke because nobody was really expecting it. It was hilarious. Still is, Joe said. Release the first take.
We need it.
Know, yeah.
Please go back and find it.
We need the Scotty cut.
Imagine if it's word for word as well, the first take and the second take, just the exact same. That would be more incredible than the Segway stuff.
The math does add up.
He's been rehearsing it for weeks and weeks and weeks for that moment.
I was going to say, that would be more impressive than the Segway stuff I saw if it was exactly the same. Incroyable. Je ne sais quoi.
But I wonder if they'll ever release it today. Will they ever release the first cut? The first. Yeah. They need to.
They've got to. That would do millions on YouTube.
They'll have taped over the tapes just to say this is TNA 2008 we're talking about here.
True, yeah.
Oh well.
Like a Joker Sting promo or something on it.
Yes. Let's segue over to the next bit. I'll talk over Fraser some more. Nothing.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
The Hall of Fame. Before we get into that, though, we did get a lovely correspondence from someone, and it is relevant to what we do here.
You can't say their full name now, otherwise they'll get sued.
You don't know who I'm talking about.
It's Sue Kane.
Dear Cultaholic. Ooh, that's us. I just wanted to take the time to thank you for my induction into the Cultaholic Hall of Fame. This was 2 weeks ago. I apologize, as I would have turned up to accept the award in person, but accidentally spent a week locked inside a walk-in freezer. I had to spend 7 days living off of frozen chips, micro pizza, and fat-free ice cream, which honestly wasn't that bad. I'm also impervious to cold, as ice, of course, flows through my blue veins. So the temperature was actually quite pleasant. While I am no longer allowed to call myself blue, it was probably for the best, as I don't have to associate myself with any red politicians. Still blue, still have snow powers, still coming for Matt Cardona and Gene Money. See my emergence at TNT August 19th. Lots of love. Blue, Cultaholic Hall of Famer. Ice Cube emoji. Thank you, Blue K.
Thank you,
Blue K. It's like crystal meth.
I was going with a healthy cereal, but you know what? I prefer that one. Yes, he would have come sooner, but yes, he's been locked out of his Twitter account for some reason. Yes.
Poor guy.
Something about impersonation, whatever. Anyway, that was 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Blue K. And condescending honor from last week, the bad F1 national anthem that we couldn't play. 21%. Makes sense. Hulk Hogan and his excellent orange Kermit ventriloquism. 28%. But by a clear margin, Evil Uno huffing Hangman in the Widge, 51%. Of course, that was Andrew. It was even written like Andrew. So, yeah, good shout there.
Congratulations,
Evil
Ross.
Uno did nothing wrong.
Oh, God, it's me, is it?
Yeah. You are Andrew.
You're Andrew.
Well done.
I am Andrew.
Andrew is you.
Andrew is me. We are just like Princess Leia and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
In many respects.
I've read those fanfic. What have you got for us this week?
I'm going to have to go for Adam Cole and MJF's relationship on the television at the moment. We can see where it's going. Well, can we see where it's going? Someone's going to turn on someone, but who's going to throw the first turn?
Well, I like that. Well, what do you think? Because I have been going, wow, shades of Ric Flair, Sting, 95 here. But Jack's gone, whoa, 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 whoa. As he always does, as he struggles to hold the door open for someone. Anyway.
I don't know why I've seen that.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
That's the clip for this week. Let's Less of this furry nonsense.
Yeah, so Jack said that, and then, well, all right. But he reckons that there's not going to be no one cares what the point now.
No, go on.
Continue, please.
He
The
went,
whole thing like that.
Yeah, he went, well, I think they're both going to turn. And I'm like,
What was that?
he's going to hate me. We had such a nice time.
You've got
on
the
Saturday.
puppet there as well.
Yeah, but he's useless now.
You had such a nice time on Saturday.
Yeah, me and him hanging out.
Oh, really? Fair enough. That's gone now. That's never going to happen again.
Yeah, but the square one. Yeah. But yeah, he correctly pointed out, is a very astute, articulate wrestling head of his, said that he doesn't think that MJF's just going to set him up, just to turn on him. And everyone's in on the joke. People are enjoying this. He thinks if anything's going to happen, Adam Cole is going to turn on MJF. MJF's going to turn face. And I go, are you mad? And he immediately caved in and went, yes, you're right, Maffew.
I agree with him. I think it's going to be Adam Cole that turns, but he won't turn him heel. It won't turn it MJF face because Adam Cole's character hasn't really changed at all. He's just come back from an injury and everyone's gone, we like you. So he's getting cheered now. He is just as likely to turn on MJF as MJF is to turn on him. And just MJF genuinely, we'll get to it later in the Dynamite section, but he did look gutted at the end of their segment. Like he genuinely looked gutted, and I think it will be Cole that turns at All In.
Well, Cole's made a mistake, hasn't he? He put his hands on the World Championship, and
Yeah.
MJF was like, no. But he didn't let Cole know he was thinking that. So unless that's what they want us to think, that MJF's going to turn on Cole off the back of that, or maybe Cole will get him in there before. We don't know, do we?
Either way, it's some of
Go
the
either way.
best thing that they've got going at the moment.
Oh, when he started playing that mishmatch theme, and MJF's reaction, it was just, and then the double clothesline for the win.
Finally.
Just realised
Teased it. 3
audio
times.
listeners don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing the old. Come on.
Giovanni Vinci.
I learned it in Bennett. I was there with an Italian, and that is a thing of
I
like.
thought you said Natalia.
I thought you said Italian.
Oh, Natalia.
I was there with
Me and Natty
Natalia.
walking down the Benidorm Strip. No, in Italian, this, when you do that with your hands, there's not like, oh, that's a good thing. That's like, what are you doing, pal? What are you doing with your life?
outrageous.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
So you have to be
There we
careful
go.
how you use it then.
that's just us typical British folk.
Vader, no!
Oh, that's flipped my world upside down, that revelation has.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, MJF and Cole's stuff on TV currently
Good show.
for the
Good
Hall
show.
of Fame.
Second place was always me.
You're up next.
Yeah. Well, mine is surprisingly positive, and it is about wrestling, believe it or not. Thought I'd break the streak, because obviously last week did well for wrestling. And it is last week's NCL show that we all went to. Us, Cultaholic.
You were
Well,
watching
yeah,
Vader and Leia.
yeah.
Doesn't take a
NCL.
ring.
Oh, Efrain.
Oh,
That's not your game.
Whoa.
Talking about wrestling, right?
Bring us up to your level. Don't come down to ours,
know,
all right? We had a lovely time going to the most attended NCL show that they've ever had at the Walker Dome. And I had no
dome.
idea that Walker had a dome until I went, bloody hell, there it is.
It was a big dome. You
Yeah.
could hardly miss it. I was walking along going, oh, that's the dome. It is a literal dome, like the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, I was there with... I thought, like, there we go.
Just like the Tokyo.
But in Walker, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit cheaper to get to. And I was going there with Martin Dean, who goes to like all the events, like myself. So I saw him. I was getting the bus there, and I saw him like at the, I guess you call it a bus station in town, and going, oh, which one should I get? I'm like, man. So I got there, and he's like, oh, it's going to be like, it's a dome to like a leisure centre. I really like shows like this. I went, I know it's shocking, isn't it, Martin? A wrestling event where you know the toilets are going to be working. It's going to be stuff to get drink and food from, and the lights are going to work. Oh,
a
it's
library.
I hate it.
A
There
library?
was a library
It's
in
not a
there.
leisure centre then, is it?
No.
Yeah.
They had a sign for the Walker Dome Library.
Ooh.
I think there was a hidden wee bit around the back with books. It was a bit boring, but it was pretty empty. But it was a nice venue for the.
The rest was like, hey, book it, Bowers. And that's
There
what he
we
did
go.
back. And went, can you leave me alone, please? Got a lot of stuff to be doing. But we went there, and it's the first live wrestling event I've been to this year, I think. By God, is that actually true?
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
Jesus. No, apart from the NCL events I've been to. God.
Yes.
I actually forgot about them. That's bad. But it was just such a lovely celebration of just the hard work they've put in, apart from a few little guest stars here and there, like Scott Duarte and Gangrel, who were both lovely.
Yeah.
And yes, all the dads were like telling their kids, look, when I was a kid, he was still a vampire. You're immortal, son.
Fanging and bagging, son. Let me tell you about it.
Well, we're going to sing his song when he comes out. We're going to go, wow. And,
How many people did the old hee hee hee?
Oh, we at Cultaholic were doing it. Remember the
Quite
the
a lot,
Rumble?
yeah.
And it was just a lovely event. gone, wow, they started at the Riverside, doing Nike Brewery, lovely positive event. All the matches hit, everything worked. Slater versus Slater was the main event. Leon Slater, who's about 12, is suddenly main eventing and winning championships and going over to America again to show the Yanks how to wrestle, which is, he'll be telling people twice his age how to do it properly. And you're like, bloody hell. It was a very, very positive experience.
Yeah, the whole show hit. And I'm obviously a bias working for them, but like the entire show, every single match was a good match. There wasn't a sort of low point. The crowd was into it for the entire 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah. And the Dome made such a great
The
amplifier for the
atmosphere
noise.
was massive. It did feel really, really big. We had over 700 people there, which was good.
712. So I think
You can give us the $5 after the podcast, Fraser.
Yeah, we'll do.
I've just got a book from the library that I stole. Yeah, I just want to say, like, going, so not rather than say NCL specifically, because that's not going to bloody win, it's just going to live wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while.
Live wrestling's good.
Yes.
been good fun.
Yeah, all the wrestlers are happy. We got to sit at the little thing away from the plebs.
Away from the plebs. That you were winning your argument there. And then
I
Haven't experienced both. I'd rather begin with the plebs, me.
There were people there that I knew and wanted to sit with, but there wasn't any room. Like, I got there a bit later on because, and by the way, 10 out of 10 for calling the event Thunderstruck, because the song that they always use is AC/DC's Thunderstruck, and there was thunder and lightning.
Was there?
Absolutely. And the heavens opened up. So I got there a bit later than usual, and all the seats had been taken, so I was like, all right, fine.
It's as if God knew.
exactly.
Praise be.
Yeah.
God is a fan of Northeast Wrestling. So that was the biggest Northeast Tyneside wrestling show since WCPW.
Yeah.
It was bankrupted by Cody Rhodes,
Nah, Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle,
Yeah.
and Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
Nah, pretty much Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Crackle.
maybe not. Who knows?
Don't know how much it costs. Yeah.
I do.
No, we do.
Yeah.
Fraser, what is your Hall of Fame pick, and why is it Kurt Angle's massive budget?
Yeah. You briefly mentioned it before the podcast, but I'm nominating Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible because I went to the cinema quite a bit this weekend. I went to see Indiana Jones and Mission Impossible, but I also watched Top Gun and a couple of the other Mission Impossibles at the weekend. And I used to think that I ironically enjoyed Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise and in pretty much everything. Like, it was sort of an ironic enjoyment. He's just really good. Like, he can act, and I was really invested in the new Mission Impossible and all the stunts. It was like Uncharted 2 come to life.
Yeah.
But then I also watched Fast and
this
Furious. I watched Fast X, Fast 10.
Oh, yeah, you see that as well. Yeah.
And it's sort of, I always think Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious are the two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
They're not. Mission Impossible is really good. Fast X is dreadful. And everyone in the film knows it's dreadful, but Vin Diesel, who plays it completely serious. But I just wanted to appreciate Tom Cruise for being Tom Cruise and doing, he drove a motorbike off a mountain.
I've not seen a single Mission Impossible, but I've seen all the stunt videos on YouTube. Like, was on that massive building in Dubai. Yeah.
Held on at the side of a plane, went up 5,000 foot. I think, yeah.
That's on Graham Norton, wasn't he, when he broke his foot or his ankle doing the jump?
Did the jump over the building, broke his ankle, continued on with the take. Incredible.
What a pro.
Well, absolutely. Obviously, there's the Scientology thing.
I was going to say, that is a big...
But you know, that film, I might look into it. It was a good film. I might look into Scientology now. Not one.
That's recording that there, you know, that thing over there.
It's not. I'm not going to. It was, but he was a good actor. Good actor. Great film. Go and see Mission Impossible.
I'm intrigued. So I've seen the same stunt stuff as you. I've only seen and enjoyed Mission Impossible 1. I did see 2, whatever, and saw 3 and went, this is rubbish, this. So I've never seen any of the post-3 good era
they're all
Mission
good.
Impossible.
They're all
Unironically good Mission Impossible films
Just
that
like
we're in now.
Tom Cruise choosing his favorite directors to make a spy film, and they're all great. Joe, do you like them? Thumbs up, yeah? Yeah.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Fallout's great. That's the best. Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny you talk about Fast X. I realized, I did see that this year. And you are right. I look at these going, this is what like a lot of people watch and enjoy. And they're going, okay, it's like editing, very expensive, all this stuff like that. I liked Aquaman in it. I think he's
was great.
fantastic.
Is
hamming
the
it up.
story that he gets injured or concussed and then wakes up as a gay man?
No. But
Because I
should
saw
be.
this on Twitter. And I was like... It was like at the start of the film.
Yes, we can reveal. Spoilers.
Because someone put a clip on there where he's like, before something happens, he's all like, "Ooh, I'm Jason Momoa." Ooh. And then he's all like, "Whoa, I'm Jason Momoa." Afterwards as well.
He is.
Gay.
Never believe Twitter, kids. I haven't seen it.
Vin throws a car at him. He goes, Someone goes, what are you doing here? You're hot. But yeah, Vin Diesel's acting in the Fast films is curious to me because I remember Triple X, he was capable of emoting, and now he just seems to go like, family. And he's making like $1 trillion doing it, so fair play to him. But I'm like, it didn't used to be like this.
Yep.
He looks like he's been stung by a bee sandwich he's just consumed before going out there, and he just goes, I'm like, fair play, get the
Also
money,
in,
mate.
In that film, John Cena hits an attitude adjustment on someone through a floor. They just crashed through a whole floor. It was incredible. But I'm nominating Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise.
Cena is making a lot of money playing Cena in a lot of roles at the minute, isn't he?
Getting that. He's doing the Rock method.
Yes. He was also in at the very, very last.
Right at the last minute, yeah. Spoilers.
He's going, wait, what happened to Aquaman? You got hit by a head. He's going, bloody hell, all right. He says, he starts looking at the camera and goes, I don't want to hear anybody say Black Adam was bad after this. But yeah, Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible.
MJF and Adam Cole's stuff on television at the moment.
Cooks, anyone said Ross's Benidorm story. That's not what's going on in the Hall of Fame. And going to a lovely local wrestling show with your mate.
I might change mine to your impression of Jack.
Can you do it as a joint ballot?
No, I'm going to change it. His impression of Jack.
I'm going to have to put up with him. Sorry, Jack, I say this with love.
Because I'm not here next week. And
You're lobbing a grenade in the room and running out. These 3 picks. What's yours?
Your impression of Jack.
Matthew's impression of Jack, which happened seconds ago. Love you, Jack.
I can't wait to hear what it's like in 2 weeks' time when I'm back.
Yeah. You're like, remember that thing? You're like, no, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just have your face looking like it's just eating a bee sandwich because Jack's going like that.
Yeah, well, I was a big fan of Vin. No. Wake up, I'm straight. So vote for any of those things. Patreon.com/Cultaholic. Place your votes. I'm sorry, Jack. I love you.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
The week in wrestling. WWE Smackdown. Protect your neck by the Brutang Clan. Oh, nice, Fraser.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Got nothing to mess with. You can't sing any of that song, Maffew. Move on.
No,
the show kicked off with Bianca Belair, who was, in typical Charlotte Flair fashion, interrupted by Charlotte Flair. The two went back and forth over who should be the next champ, but they agreed that if Belair wins a championship match tonight on SmackDown, they will face off at SummerSlam for the title.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
I thought it was really interesting to hear the reaction Bianca got because she has been a bit of a dick, but a justified dick.
Right.
Therefore, it's nice to see that the little sort of, I don't know if it's a gamble, but the gamble's paid off. People can see how she's been justified in being a dick, like getting the title match ended in the DQ and stuff like that. And then because Charlotte basically did the same thing, but she's really unlikable, so she gets the opposite reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
It's just nice because her character got a bit stale for a while, so her being a dick is fine. It's good fun.
It's like Bret Hart.
Exactly. You steal from the best.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, FDR? Following their involvement last week in Sheamus' United States Championship match, Pretty Deadly take on the Brawling Brutes Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Pretty Deadly picked up the win after Elton Prince exposed the turnbuckle, which Ridge Holland ran into throat first, before Prince hit him with a leg drop for the pin, which is at least better than a drop kick, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Sadly, though, Elton Prince picked up a shoulder injury here following a back body drop pounce from Ridge Holland. Right,
It was kind of like a pounce back body drop, and it looked quite sore. He was really nursing his shoulder for the rest of the match.
Yeah. He took two of them as well, so it was like one of them did it the first time or the second.
All of the offense after the injury, it was like they didn't even protect him in the slightest. But
That's why he's a femme fatale, lads. That's why he's a femme fatale.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
You could tell he was out because when Sheamus is like doing his big old dive, the outside, it says like he's just one of them. It says like, no, Sheamus, I'm not taking that. Like, so
I hope it doesn't keep him out for too long because like Pretty Deadly have been a lot of fun since they fit very well on the main roster. I think more so than NXT actually in a sense. They just, for me, they seem like a big deal, bigger than NXT.
You want to say to that? Yes, boy.
Yes, boy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Ridge at this point, though. I
was going to say.
I just want him to have a stretch of like 6 months where nothing goes wrong because it's going wrong a bit too much. He had to delete his Twitter over the weekend. I saw that because he was getting pelters and he had to explain, no, it didn't happen here. It happened here. That's the Ridge Holland impersonation.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow.
But fair play to Elton as well for carrying on because you kind of imagine your shoulder hanging off and doing a big old leg drop off the top rope.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
But yeah, it's a shame that people are like, oh, you're the blame for this. You're the button. Like, these things happen. It's wrestling. So We get a recap of Bayley and Io Sky attacking Shotsy backstage a few weeks ago where she cut her hair. Bayley then beat Zelina Vega after a bit of back and forth match, which gave Zelina a nice spotlight. I agree with that. Bayley won with the Rose Plan. Following the match, a promo package from Shotsy interrupted Bayley's celebration. Shotzi, reacting to Bayley cutting her hair, has decided to shave off all her hair because Bayley has no control over her, while Bayley looked on concerned and confused.
It's a little bit confuddled.
Just a bit comfortable.
Yeah,
like,
it just didn't. It didn't. She didn't sell it well enough for me, that bit where she was just.
She was horrified.
Yeah, but she didn't look it.
Yeah, she just more like confused.
She's just like looking at the screen and okay, she's got her hair.
But it's Shotzi though. She's a psycho.
Yeah,
But also a wholesome human being. I think her sister's
she's
going
lovely.
through chemotherapy, and that was her. Like, I'm glad they worked it into the show
Yeah.
for a nice reason on the outside, if that makes any sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think it could have been better done because Bayley's reaction echoed what the crowd seemed to think of it as well, because they over-edited it to hell. I think if Shotzi just gone, yeah, you think you got power over me instead like that, we better than like the sudden cuts like, whoa, I'm the Joker.
Yeah, it did feel a bit sort of too edited.
Yeah.
Just a straight up like, I'm backstage, look at me.
Yeah, because then crowd like, am I supposed to support her? She's clearly off her nut. Like, I don't cheer that. She's a mentalist.
I think it's just a bit of a shame that she wasn't built up more as a baby face before doing it. Because I don't know, if Becky Lynch loses to Trish, for example, forget about the tattoo business. If she then went, whoa, I bet everyone would be going, whoa.
Right. They'd have treated it more of a big deal.
Badass, that. Bad lass. Before that, though, we need to speak about the Grayson Waller interview. Because something's happening, boys.
I think I've got it in the wrong order.
Oh, you got it in the wrong order.
I did it.
You naughty boy.
A couple days after the notice, didn't I?
Yeah, we didn't know that Jack wasn't here.
Yeah. So I might have just.
So we scrambled the notes together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It is in there though.
We'll get to it. Jey Uso was out next. He didn't get the answer to his undisputed WWE Universal Championship match challenge. He did get revenge on Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. Jay said that he respects the hierarchy, but when it comes to Roman Reigns, he's disrespecting all of you. The crowd was very behind Jey Uso, who called himself the real tribal chief. Solo and Heyman join him in the ring, and Solo says that whatever happened to Jimmy is all on you, referring to Jay, and he says he'll never forgive him either. Finally, Jey Uso gets a measure of revenge on Heyman by super kicking him in the middle of the ring.
I think the fact that Heyman took a bump, like he never really does it.
Yep.
It makes it so much more impactful that he actually got one up on him, and it's like, oh, the cracks are starting to show even in Paul Heyman and the Bloodline and Roman Reigns and Solo's sort of position. And I thought it was a fantastic segment as a sequel to the big 48-minute one that they did the other week. Really, really good stuff.
I'm a big fan of how Jay conveys how messed up all of this makes him. Like when he's walking down the ring, doesn't look too sure of himself. Looks a bit like Shotzi, seconds away from shaving his own hair off. But I thought he dealt with the Watts well. I didn't like the crowd doing that. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing Watts for when Jay was there? He's tearing his heart open in front of you. And then I like the fact that obviously everyone was blaming him for Jimmy getting hurt, which is just, to mess his head up a little bit more. The rules of engagement thing, I don't know what that's going to be. Passed down from Afa and Seeker, apparently, whatever this means. Mm-hmm. I really did like Paul Heyman calling himself the Juiso. It's a good bit of wordplay.
It was so good.
Good bit of wordplay.
He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, your favorite Juso.
Juice.
You know what? I think I've only just got that. That's really sad.
It's so good. The
Really,
crowd
really
popped
good.
for it as well.
And then I really liked Solo's promo because Paul was going on and on and on, and then Solo just basically did what Tamina did back in the day, which is like when Charlotte was like, "You're gonna look like Ellsworth." That's what Solo basically did here, which I was a big fan of. And yeah, the crowd going mental as well for obviously Paul getting hoofed in the face. Always nice to see.
I thought Jay did a good job of actually getting rid of the what chants.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he really sort of managed to control the crowd because it did feel... I don't know why they would do it. It's the hottest angle that they've had, for
Do you say the
years.
hottest or hottest angle?
Hottest.
I swear you said the hottest
No, the
angle,
hottest.
which is like, okay, there you go.
But like, why are you chanting what?
At least they're making a noise, Fraser? They can't all be like us over
They should
here.
be chanting yeah, though.
That's it. They're getting jealous. They're getting envy. Anyway. Great segment. Grayson Waller is backstage talking with Kathy Kelly, and he calls out The Rock, not LA Knight, but the actual Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Following some interactions on Twitter, apparently, no one can check them on Twitter right now because it's broken, Waller claims that The Rock is more focused on him than his family falling apart in the bloodline. He says to The Rock that if he wants the Grayson Waller rub, he knows where to find him.
Ooh. Scrummy.
Do you think we're going to see The Rock in Grayson Waller?
Why
Absolutely bloody hell no.
Oh, they did it on television.
They've done it on TV now.
It's
so
one thing on Twitter, but it's another thing writing into the show. It might not happen for years at this point.
I think we could see it at SummerSlam.
I don't
Not a
want it to
match.
happen. I think that's why I'm getting confused and tricking myself like a child. But I don't want it to happen. Austin Theory challenged Cena, called him out for ages, and now Theory is in the bin. Waller has just got here. Now he's calling out someone way more popular than No,
but they've got a lot of faith in him because he was in a spot with John Cena at Money in the Bank. Then he was in a spot with Edge.
Where he lost.
Yeah. He lost, but it was a good performance for him.
But he lost.
He was in the main event.
Thank you, Ross.
He was in the main event.
Edge should have lost that match.
He should have, but I still think Waller's looking much better than Austin Theory, and he's only had
Theory's
few spots.
Put him in the bin.
Fraser.
He's done.
Who has The Rock made look good in his last few appearances? Eric Rowan? Nuh-uh.
Jason Statham.
He called Baron Corbin an STI.
Gay Aquaman.
He called Baron Corbin an STI.
Baron Corbin, Lana backstage implying she has sex with all the men.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Henry
great.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, there we go. The Castle Black Adam.
Yep.
And Damien Sandow, I think he made look like a bum
Put
as
over
well.
James Gunn, yeah.
Yes. He
He
didn't put over Sony Pictures.
This is a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, I know. With SummerSlam, I think we could see a little back and forth between them if they're going to do anything.
It's the current thing that having this. People go, why do you not want these people from the oldie days coming back? I'm like, because we have the current people that need to be make look good. They will be here every week.
Especially if we've got this rules of engagement. What if it's the elders of the bloodline appearing at SummerSlam and you get The Rock and then Grayson Waller just comes in and stuns him? Boom, there you go.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Yes.
Imagine Grayson Waller hitting the people's elbow on Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's what I'm here for.
You'll have to imagine it just not happening.
I've still got faith in the WWE after they've pissed me off all year so far.
Yeah.
With LA Knight's treatment and Cody Rhodes' treatment.
Terrible.
It's disgusting. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Then we get the first of the 2 United States Championship invitationals with AJ Styles taking on Santos Escobar, Butch, and Grayson Waller. After a really good match, Escobar picked up potentially the biggest win of his main roster career so far as he capitalized on the distraction from Karrion Kross and scored the pin after a big splash on Grayson Waller. Karrion Kross appeared on the Tron distracting AJ Styles as he was backstage attacking Carl Anderson.
Imagine caring about Carl Anderson more than the US title and the person that comes with holding the championship.
He's the boldest anchor in all of wrestling.
Sour boy. I would have left him, absolutely.
Stop saying sour boy. I've forgotten about him.
Bitter boy after this.
I was a big fan of Waller doing the world's greatest tag team groin attack off the back of AJ Styles onto Santos in the corner. There was a shoot Frankensteiner from Santos into a sit-down powerbomb from AJ Styles, which was making my taint tickle. We'll say it anyway, why the hell not? The triple powerbomb Tower of Doom thing from Santos with the sunset bomb over the top. Yeah, we're doing the thing that means the wrong thing again with the hands in Italian. I'm a mess this week. And the forearm out the Santos, who had Butch on his shoulders, looked absolutely fantastic. But as I say, the US title buried. Caring more about Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and the title. It's disgusting.
You can convince me the Undertaker's a dead zombie and that Kane was burned in a fire. You can't convince me no one cares about Carl Anderson that much.
And it's already happened. AJ just focused on the match.
I know.
You had him won.
It's only Karrion Kross as well. He's rubbish.
Exactly. You beat him in 5 minutes.
You still got Luke Gallows?
And Machine. She was there as
She
well.
was also there, yes.
I tell you what, though, in terms of people who think they're experts on wrestling go like these people need to maximize their minutes on television.
That's us.
Yeah, it's not though. It's not. What idiots.
Oh, sorry.
Austin Theory on commentary did absolutely nothing.
I was about to say.
Oh my God.
They really emphasise his
Say
positives. His inability to say anything interesting.
It's just when Waller was sort of like looking at him at the end, he's just like, you ain't got no chance. I'm the greatest. It's like I could say that. You should be a bit step above what we can do.
You also
surely.
don't believe anything he says when he does say it. It's just
crap
it
in
it is a shame because he's got like all the potential, but it's not getting used, and he's not actually actually using it to his full ability.
You ever have someone in your life and they come up and they hear some criticism like, "Oh, you stink," and then next time you see him, they've either taken that on the heart and like got themselves something South Africa, or they're just not doing
Double
anything
down.
to change themselves.
Yeah.
Theory got told all that stuff by Cena and has improved nothing.
No. If
He's
anything,
maybe
he's got
even
worse.
I was about to say, he's maybe even worse than before Cena.
Like he's had the longest US title reign since Dean Ambrose, and
Great.
it's been dreadful.
To be fair, at this point, he's the perfect guy for LA Knight to beat if that's the way they're going to go, because no one likes Theory. But knock him down straight away and just get him back to the weird twink idiot who was in NXT. That's the way to go with Theory.
Yeah, he was good
at this
fun.
point. Yeah, he was funny in NXT when he was going to therapy and stuff like that.
But he did have charisma.
Do you remember?
He was funny when he was going to therapy.
But he was charismatic in NXT, right?
Yeah, when the way was going to therapy, I should say. Not
Oh,
theory.
yeah. Okay. Group therapy.
Not
So
Austin
where
Theory
is it
in
gone?
his real life.
Where's it gone on the main roster?
I don't know. They've stripped everything. Even his moveset's been stripped away. I saw a little compilation on Twitter saying, like, why he's not doing this move that he used to do in NXT. And I get that to a certain point because you want the heels to be booed.
Yeah.
But it's weird how they stripped everything away from him.
Also, can't see how they in any way can turn him face going forward in the future because he's just not very likable in any way.
How can he be face?
Exactly. Like some people he might benefit from, or some people would benefit from a face turn to freshen them up a bit, but he would not at all in any way, even if he was funny in the way.
What's old expression?
He's boring.
Right now, if Austin Theory walked on water, the crowd would just go, ha ha, you can't swim. The Street Profits are walking around in the parking lot and are looking for someone. I was going to say, don't go in the parking lot.
Yeah,
How dangerous these
dangerous.
places are. Bloody hell. A big car with tinted out windows rolls up, and it's Bobby Lashley.
Hey.
He asks them if they are ready to talk, and then they all get into the big car.
Oh!
Big car.
What does this mean? Bob looked like Ric Flair, didn't he? Just
really
like
cool.
Ric Flair.
Just, yes, they often get confused.
But I was just, the style and profile and nature of Bob Lashley with his sunglasses on and whatnot.
Nature boy Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, it's interesting because he look. I know he's not a heel. The last time we saw Big Bobby was a baby face. Big Bob the baby face, as they called him.
did
But
call
now
him
he
that.
looked a bit heely the way he was like.
Yeah, he did. He had
That's gonna
a
be-
suit on, and
Interesting how it's going to be with the streety peas,
do you think they'll come back as heels, like as a group?
I don't know. They could go either way, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of shaggers.
That's the name. That's got to be the name.
Two of them married, at least. Maybe
Nature
Angelo
Bob.
as well.
Nature Bobby
Nature
Lashley.
Bob.
Nature Bob. Yes, please.
And the bunch of shaggers.
Nature Bob and the bunch of shaggers.
And the 4 shaggers.
That's the highlight there, Joe.
There you go. We're watching wrestling. It's LA Knight time.
Yeah.
Knight appears at the top of the stage. He cuts a promo about next week's United States Championship Invitational match, which he claims he will win. He references the viral videos that have been going about featuring pre-WWE LA Knight doing impersonations of The Rock that we featured here at Cultaholic.
Hey.
Did we feature one of those videos where he...
Yeah, it's good gimmick.
Yeah.
When he's dressed up as a lady.
No.
He was dressed as The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Well, you
I've
can
not
fill in the blanks.
you not seen them?
I've not seen the one about The Rock.
Oh, there's like a whole series of them where it's like The Rock tries to give him money.
But he's just wearing sunglasses, isn't he?
No.
Not doing anything
A
to
little bit
us.
of a tan.
Not doing anything.
He's done a Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
LA Knight also pointing out all the wrestlers with podcasts. Something talking about him for the clicks. Yeah, take that, Kevin Nash.
Hey, I've been on your train for 2 years, son. You don't say that about this podcast.
No. He's not. He's talking about all the guys like Bischoff and Nash. And Kevin Nash says the LA Knight is just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's LA Knight in the things. Even the wrestlers are doing it now.
Yeah, Kevin Nash can suck a dick for that one, I tell you. Hey, that was sacrilege. That was sacrilege.
It got so intense there. I can feel
The angriest dick suck I've ever heard in my life. I've never been to Benidorm.
Hey.
The main event for the WWE Championship, Women's Championship, whatever, felt a little rushed, but it was packed with action between Bianca Belair and Asuka, but then with a DQ finish, Charlotte Flair intervened and attacked Asuka. Damage Guitar at ringside with the threat of cashing in being possible. Io Sky looked like she was about to, but Asuka spat mist in the eyes of Bayley and escaped.
I didn't know how Charlotte Flair got a seat where she got a seat. Front row, right in the middle, opposite hard cam.
She's mates with the guy with the green shirt.
Imagine paying hundreds of pounds or dollars, dollary dues for a seat there and just going, I'm Charlotte Flair, piss off.
Surely he was there for the last segment as well.
Piss off. I was a big fan of the shoot armbar takedowns from Asuka. They were fantastic. I thought it was a bit of a shame that it had ended in the way that it did. But in the context of the storyline and what we've seen before, it all made complete sense.
Yeah.
Damn it. I hate it when you do the really good point that I agree with in the pretentious voice. I'm like, yes, I agree with that.
And then Bailey sort of, I guess you could construe it as she sort of half-cost EO cashing in because she was sort of taking time and then got misted herself. That could play into... But this was before the injury as well, wasn't
before
it?
the
Yeah.
injury, so we don't know if she'll be back on SmackDown soon.
But I tell you what, the spear sell by Bianca on the floor was like the sell they did on SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. They do the flip with the spread legs.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Je ne sais quoi.
Vavable. AEW Collision. Crying man-child Phil. Starting the show with Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defending
That's
their
insane.
There's a
no.
we'll get to that. Defending their AEW World Tag Team titles against Jay White and Juice Robinson in a 2 out of 3 falls match, because they had a match last week.
Yes.
You see, the Bang Bang Gang scored the first fall after Switchblade hit Wheeler with the Blade Runner. Bullet Club Gold controlled most of the pace for the rest of the match until FTR managed to hit Juice with a Shadow Machine to even the score. With less than 5 minutes remaining, FTR locked BCG in sharpshooters, but were unable to make them tap out. Howard locked it in one more time on Robinson to force him to tap out. Oh, scrummy. What
Good
a
match, right?
45-minute long extravaganza of tag team wrestling this was.
Oh, yes.
Because someone's got on FTR not because of what they do, just because, I spend less time on Twitter and it's great.
Yeah.
You realize that you can just have a nice cohesive thought about thinking about imaginary people. It used to feel like people would overreact to FTR if there was any bit of criticism or anything else like that. Even if they had like a mid-match, no, it was the best match ever. It's like, no, it was whatever. No. But this was as good as it gets with them. Long as hell, doing all the tag stuff, getting the crowd to go nuts for the Powerplex. Everyone's standing up at the same time.
Oh, that camera angle's good, right?
Nice.
Sure.
If only the AEW Collision camera people were doing Dynamite this week, is all I'm saying. And I love this. And we've said on the last few episodes, we've gone, we're starting to come towards Jay White, but we're all on board now with Juice Robinson.
Oh, he was on fire in this match. His gun show towards Cash at the start, his over the top selling, his keeping hold of the tag rope, which prevented him from stopping Dax from using the ropes for his own advantage. I thought even when he was being more serious, he was fantastic as well. When he was driving Cash's shoulders into the mat on like a pinfall after a suplex, he was like literally doing a press up on him to try and keep him down for the 3 count. He's making the gang the Bang Bang Gang.
Yep.
Excuse me. Worth watching for me.
Yeah. And also just little stuff where they're like, starting to take everyone outside and the referee's going, 8, 9. They're going, yeah, we know. And they're like, oh, we're going to get counted out. No, we're not. At the very end. Yeah, no, I loved all this.
Yeah. How the first fall ended with like the reverse shatter machine at the switchblade straight away was very, very good. There was a few late kick out spots from Jay White that would have Kurt Angle purring. He's the best one to ever do it for me.
Yep.
That Power and Glory spot with the thing. Then Nigel was very funny on commentary because he didn't seem to know that FTR are Bret Hart's boys. So when they kept going for like sharpshooters, he's like, "No, you wouldn't do that. Not here. You can't do that." And then it was at the end where Dax pulls his knee pad down to get like more of a bend on his knee. He's pulled the knee pad down so he can bend the knee more. It's genius, and I hate it. Big Nigel.
Yep.
Appreciate the match. It didn't feel choreographed as well. Like I was worried at 58-minute long match, there would be spots in it that would feel right. We've got to set this thing up. It actually felt like a scrap and a fight between them. Obviously you've got the signature spots that they all get into this position, but there was bits where I think it was Cash missed to the save on Dax for a pinfall, and you saw him have to kick out, and it felt more real than maybe something that would air on Dynamite. And I feel that match sort of was like the big coming out moment for Collision of, look, this is the style we're best at. I really, really enjoyed it.
Great point, Fraser.
I hope they split the rosters off the back of it. I know Malachi Black said, the House of Black or Collision, and that's the only place you'll see. But if that's only place you see FTR and stuff like that, and that's where you get that sort of wrestling.
I thought this exact thought when they came on Dynamite. I went, you'd have to be, don't lower yourself to Dynamite standards. Next up was the first of the 2 Owen Hart Cup finals, Ruby Soho versus Willow Nightingale. Soho tried cheating to get the win, but Willow managed to overcome it with a pounce and a powerbomb to pick up the win. TK celebrated with Willow on the stage with the memorial belt following her win and a big old cowboy hat. Obviously, it was a bugger trying to follow this previous match.
Yeah.
Ruby Soho, maybe it's just because it was just after this and they couldn't be bothered, but I know Ruby just didn't look good here. And I'm like, is she just been like that for a while? And I'm like, I used to like Ruby, but maybe it's just Willow has it's like, I'm really into this, and Ruby's just like, can't be bothered. But I'm just like, maybe I'm overanalyzing it. But I thought I'd ask you two guys.
Energy-wise, Willow definitely seemed more into the match and the moment and the importance of the match maybe for her. Maybe Ruby just was going through the motions a little. I don't know. But I enjoyed it, especially considering that they did have to follow that first match, which match of the week probably.
One of the 2 matches.
It was a hell of a week for tag team wrestling this week.
Pretty good matches. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was a good way to follow it. It was quick as well. It wasn't too long. It didn't overstay.
I thought that was a bit of a shame, considering it was like the final of a prestigious cup.
Yeah,
but it did have to end so quickly. But I guess that's what's going to happen when you've got an hour opening match. I just think it's the spray paint stuff. There's only so many times you can see that happen at every single match before you go like, oh, we know what's coming next, don't we?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened with the obviously it leading to Ruby's downfall.
It's weird that she wasn't accompanied by anyone else.
Tony was busy. I don't know where Saraya was.
Yeah.
Malachi Black and Brody King destroy a couple of local competitors, but just as the match was ending, Andrade El Idolo came out to taunt Black.
Pimp Master! He had a cane, didn't he?
Yeah. Not blue cane.
Oh, hey, watch out. Okay, done for impersonation.
He did a bit of the Uncle Howdy wrist play down the
No. You know what? Go back to Kane. No. God.
It was a weird one. I don't know why this had to happen.
Yeah.
It didn't really further anything, did it? They've still got his mask. He didn't get anywhere near it.
And it was just like, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about this.
It was just to get them on the show and just go, yeah, we've not got enough time to give them an actual match against each other. So here's some local competitors.
Have you got the QT segment written down before?
No, I missed it.
Right, so QT Marshall has gotten himself into trouble here because he's had to prove he says he had to prove his loyalty to Powerhouse Hobbs by going out and finding the biggest guy and knocking them down. And then Hobbs was like, well, yeah, go on then. So I reckon it could be a case of him going like, oh, biggest man, come on down and fight me. And then Powerhouse Hobbs could answer it and then batter him.
That would be good.
That would be very good. But it was nice to see like maybe the end of Hobbs in QTV.
You know what, that probably did happen, and I probably fast forwarded it. Thank you for letting us know.
I forget he's actually in there.
Yeah, it's
like
a shame,
he shouldn't
Fraser.
be. He really shouldn't.
No,
be.
he's kind of out, but not.
He's he's associated. He ruined his TNT title.
Yes. In the main event of Collision, CM Punk and Ricky Starks face off in the finals of the men's Owen Hart Cup. Punk entered to a very mixed response from the crowd, I'll bloody say, as he donned the pink and black of Bret Hart on his gear. Punk played up to the boos from the crowd, which Starks capitalized on and managed to hit a spear, which sent him out of the ring. They went back and forth on pin combinations until Starks was able to secure the victory with a little help from the ring rope. Starks runs up the ramp, steals the trophy from Joshua Thunder Liger, and then that was it.
Flew all the way to Calgary for that.
That was it.
He must have been on his holidays in Calgary.
I hope so.
Hopefully more than
The Star Wars shows, yeah.
Imagine him on a Segway. In fact, don't do that.
Just the mask.
I love Punk here because he heard the crowd and went, "You can't get to me."
Yeah.
I think it was Colette on Twitter who said, "Punk's been teetotal since middle school. There's nothing a crowd can do or chant or say that's going to bother him." You know. So it's just them going, "Oh, I see. Oh," so it's just him messing with the crowd, like, "Oh, I'm going to win." Oh.
I really enjoyed how much of just a big old dick swinging contest it was at the start with Ricky Starks literally swinging his dick and balls on the top rope. And then it became like a proper desperate war of attrition with like the lads reversing each other's stuff and then trying to hit the stuff again and seeing that reversed. And then obviously Punk's roll through into the guillotine and Starks getting a toe on the rope. A fantastic moment as I make the hand gesture again. And then Bryce, I thought, botched the ending a bit, which is a bit of a shame.
Because he looked at it.
Yeah, he looked
right at it.
And Ricky was there with one arm on the rope.
Like much leverage he got on the rope. So it was just sort of a 1-2.
That was impressive.
Wow,
How dare you?
Great timing there.
Goodness me, Fraser. But also, I want to mention David Benoit because I think the reaction to him just sitting in the front row enjoying the wrestling has been a bit crap this week. He can't be guilty by association to his dad. He can't be.
No.
He read it all, saying like
It's been a bit.
I know he was there, but I know people.
it's been a bit
Again,
tough.
that's what I mean. I've been aware of it. I've not looked at it because it can poison your head.
Oh.
People's well rational thoughts about David Benoit.
He
I'm like,
cannot be
Yeah,
guilty
you know
by
he's just got the surname, right? You
yeah.
know?
He was just watching wrestling. Like, leave him alone.
Because I thought it was nice when Punk sort of went up and gave him a like nice little high five and all that sort of stuff in the hook because that was the guy Chris was supposed to face, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That night.
Yes.
What are you laughing at?
I was thinking, is he going to say it? And he did. I was just saying, you can't associate him with his dad. Then you know his dad on the night.
I thought that was why he went up to him.
It was a nice
I'll get
moment.
you next time. Anyway,
But I thought the reaction to that was a bit crap. But there we go.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought it up.
I'd say
No,
I'd say load of them.
It was a
I'd
brutal
say a little
response.
David Benoit.
He goes to All In.
Yeah.
I'll buy him an all-day breakfast.
The thing is, the people are like, oh, you'll never get hired by a wrestling company. He hasn't even done any training, has he?
He's like,
He's
to
like-
do what?
He's like 30 years old and hasn't done any training as far as we know.
Yeah.
So let him crack
He's
on.
not a YouTuber, so why would we hire him?
If he's a wrestling fan, he's a wrestling fan. Let him enjoy the wrestling.
Fair play with him still liking wrestling, though.
know,
Like,
yeah.
that's a bigger thing. Like, wow, okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's a miserable end there. But yeah, I thought that was nice. Ricky Starks, I thought, oh, he's not really turning heel. Is he turning heel if half the crowd's booing CM Punk anyway? And then he told Liger to sod off. And I'm like, So they turned Ricky heel. And it was so weird, just to skip ahead. Then afterwards, very bad time management. AEW Battle of the Belts 7. Wait, there's how many of these shows, right? The least important show that isn't Rampage, AEW schedule. So to skip ahead, they did this thing where Ricky Starks turned heel and being a bad boy and telling Liger to sod off, and then they had them come back and have the prestigious Owen Hart presentation. And you're like, but he just turned heel. He just told Liger to sod off, and I was like, I was to sit there and be like, thank you.
But it's Martha Hart. It's Dr. Martha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just the pace in there is just all off.
It was a bit strange considering they were also advertising it as like a 3-hour special of wrestling tonight and going, no, as soon as you finish Collision, we'll go straight into Battle of the Belts. But like, they wrapped up Collision like, oh, we're running out of time. Oh. Yeah. Just go seamlessly into it. Just have him like do the bit with Jushin at the ceremony, but I guess he wasn't there for it.
I think it could be quite interesting if he is like Owen was with the Slammies back in the day. If that's the sort of thing they're going for, because I can't see them turning him heel.
Did he go out the heel tunnel bit?
I don't even know if that matters.
Does
it not matter? No.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I'm not gonna.
But it was really. Why was Liger there? Did he have a match on? Because I think they recorded Rampage as well.
He retired.
No, he's not. Like a car retirement for a match on Rampage would be hilarious.
No. He was
just
invited because he was like in a tag team with Owen in New Japan, and they'd had like so many matches against each other. I think like 5 apiece. He was invited.
He was there on TV
for the
maybe legitimately.
There was
20
more
seconds.
of the back of him on TV than there was the front of him.
Yeah. I mean, he maybe was there to see the family.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pushed him out the door. I'm sorry, fine.
Can you put your whole gear on?
Yeah.
Go on.
Get an Uber and sort off.
Wheel him out.
AEW can be weird like that sometimes, and this was like, okay.
I think they just timing wise, they maybe thought they had longer at the end of the show and went, right, we've got to wrap it up.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy continues on with his AEW International Championship defenses by taking on Lance Archer. And this was set up by Rampage. And then Jake Roberts come out and with obviously Lance Archer's little lad and did some things.
Lance Archer's little lad.
Right. Him. And apparently on the live version of events on Rampage, which is pre-taped, they went, we're going to come for this. And it was like the AEW, this obviously title. He put it in a bag. Apparently on the live version of it, they like went and the title just fell out of his bag. I bring this up because it's a bit more interesting than the finish to this. With the champion being worn down week to week, Archer was able to dominate him early on until OC could make a comeback. The match ended with a count-out win for Cassidy, where he barely beat the count to get back in the ring after he and Archer were brawling on the apron. I put this finish was right out of WrestleMania 4.
I thought it was quite an interesting finish. Because it feels like every time Orange Cassidy defends the title, he wins with a roll-up. Mm-hmm. So I thought the way they did this, because you're thinking, it's just going to be a roll-up on Lance Archer somehow because he's too big. He's too big and too strong. But the fact they did something different, it was a bit higgledy-piggledy, I guess, which is why the crowd didn't really react because they couldn't really see what was going on. But I was glad to see a different finish from Orange Cassidy.
It's also adding to the whole, like, he's just getting by now. Like, for a while it was roll-ups and roll-ups where it was like, he's managing to get a quick pin. Now he barely got by there.
He's the most winningest AEW person, fair enough. But.
It was nice to see him try to get a DQ out with Jake Roberts, which was quite funny on the floor. It was weird when Lance Archer was throwing the security guards around. Then he got to the ginger fella. You have to watch this back. And he tries to throw the ginger fella and doesn't quite get him. And the fact he tries to go for it again, that allows Orange Cassidy to get back on top, which I thought was very strange. He was more preoccupied with the ginger security guy than he was with Orange Cassidy. I thought Archer looked good in the match. And just imagine if Jake the Snake hit that DDT on the floor. Imagine what would have happened. Yeah. He would have internally combust.
Yeah. I was trying to think.
Has a comeback.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought you were doing a pun. Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm just being crap.
It was good though. It nearly worked. I was trying to think of something like, Orange Cassidy, the oranges together, I guess, with ginger, but orange isn't ginger, is it? Really?
Orange solidarity.
Yeah, it's just. We're both sucking. Fraser, help us.
We're going to find out that's a Just Stop Oil catchphrase now, aren't we? Orange solidarity.
Oh, God. The Acclaimed have arrived and they got a promo.
A fantastic scene in the airport, by the way. There was a lad in a Just Stop Oil t-shirt who was the stag on a stag do.
Oh, I saw someone at an event like that.
He was stopped every 5 yards, bag checked. It must have been an awful experience for him. But a genius idea for a costume.
There's someone in my year who is part of Just Stop Oil and they've been arrested quite a few times for interrupting events.
Yeah,
it seems every time they post on their Facebook, it's photos of them getting arrested again. I'd never would have expected.
What events has he been interrupting?
Well, she's throwing lots of stuff on the Scottish Parliament during PMQs and FMQs.
Okay.
All that sort of stuff. Yeah.
It's not like 5 aside then. Bloody hell.
no,
Okay, so-
like
wow.
going to political stuff and like sitting in front of the road.
Wow.
Yeah. It's good fun. Always. Oh, he's been arrested again.
Just
the photos are very. It's, props to her. But also, it's quite funny. I'm like, oh, there we go, another one. Didn't expect it at uni. Yeah. Anyway, Just Up Oil, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Just noticed your shirt.
Yeah.
The Acclaimed. Oh no, I've arrived and they could have promo. Accept QTV's challenge, but also say that they want to challenge the trios titles again. It's funny because Billy Gunn said, "Don't worry, we're actually going to do something this week," and then they didn't.
Yeah.
Well, they said they're going to get a trios title shot, and they said they're going to smash QTV at the Royal Rampage. So that was the substance of the promo, as well as Billy Gunn saying, "I love cowgirls. It used to be my thing." Haha.
They feel really directionless, don't they?
They do,
It's
yeah.
just like, but
They're
they've got
really
to be on
over.
yeah.
But we've got nothing for you right now.
I think I died when Billy Gunn also said, "I'm going to scissor all of you," before turning around at the crowd and doing this malarkey. I had shivers down my
great.
spine when that happened.
Do you
He's
think
too old. He's too old.
Do you think they'll get?
This is a rusty.
Do you think they'll get the trios belts at some point?
No.
Not
Because
right
like
now, no.
they've teased it a few times.
They don't need them.
No, but like, what else are they gonna do?
Is it the House of Black still as a
Segway.
champion?
House of
Yeah.
Black.
No. No. No.
No, all in, big pop.
No.
No.
That'll be the Billington boys
Yes.
Oh yeah.
getting the shot against House of Black.
Yes. Toni Storm is out to defend her AEW Women's title against Taya Valkyrie.
Why is it Taya Valkyrie getting a shot, Maffew? She's lost all her championship shots so far.
Yeah, but she's really good on Rampage.
And she's Canadian.
Oh, yes, that's right. I saw Valkyrie in the name and went, oh yeah, Canadian. But we don't get an ending as the feed cuts out and then adverts. We come back from the break and the match is over.
Yeah.
We don't get told who won.
So I didn't
Yes.
see the ending to it.
Oh, it's
No,
on
no
YouTube.
one
It's
did.
on
Yeah.
YouTube.
No, they showed it at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, I missed it at the end of the
Yeah.
episode. But what happened? Ross, tell us.
I thought Taya looked dumb for the finish. Just move away from the ropes, woman. Just move away from the ropes. I can't talk anymore. Mouth stop moving.
no, it's
Move
words.
away from the ropes, Taya. Because Ruby Soho came down, and she just didn't move away from the ropes, and then Ruby got involved, and that allowed Tony to thwack her for the win. I thought it was a good little match, though. They twatted each other from the very get-go. The bounce on Tony's head when she had the arse attack to the face was scary. It was like a basketball.
Great film. Based
Yeah.
It is a good film.
I've written down the arse attack was so hard it knocked the show off the air.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then when we came back, we were watching Julia Hart's match with Bambi from a little while ago.
Yeah.
Up the Bambi. But yeah, I thought it was a decent little match. I just don't understand why Taya was the one in there having a title shot. when
Because
she's
it's
lost them all.
Canada.
But she's lost them all, Fraser.
But she's in Canada.
It's Canada and Battle of the Belts no one cares about.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, Ross,
enough.
the main event of the night was TNT champion Luchasaurus defending the title against Sean Spears.
He's Canadian.
He had flag.
Not after this, he ain't.
maple leaf.
Christian Cage, as always, was ringside, holding on to the title like it was his own, with Nigel McGuinness calling his relationship with it Gollum-like. With less than 10 minutes of the broadcast left, it was a very quick affair. Yeah. Luchasaurus chokeslammed Spears through a table at one point, and Spears was close to victory after he used a chair. Eventually, Luchasaurus even hit a clothesline at the back of Spears' head to get the win. Scorpio Sky was shown
That's a
watching
bad
the match
move.
backstage. I was
That's
going
a
to say,
bad
hang
move.
on.
Yeah. No,
Sean Spears, that's it. Sean Spears can go, I would have won if it was a chair shot like I did to Cody, but
It was a good old-fashioned clobber, though. I like the finish.
yeah, as a nothing main event.
I was glad that Sean Spears wasn't rehashing the 10 stuff, because when he was doing that for those random few weeks a little while ago, I was a bit like, oh, come on now.
They told him how many minutes he had for this match.
I like the chairman as a gimmick, just not when he had that weird room of chairs, like he was about to burst into song backstage. Scorpio Sky was observing and waiting once again for his perfect moment to strike.
Yep.
Next week, I guess.
yeah.
And Christian's sleeveless turtleneck is pure evil.
Christian is still the best thing going
He's
on.
so great,
The whole title reign. It's just the fact that he held him up on his shoulders and just dribbled, fell on Luchasaurus. It was disgusting. I feel sorry for Luchasaurus because Christian's just patting his head, like dribbling everywhere.
I love that Luchasaurus is all right with this. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dribble
This
on
is
me,
first,
daddy.
First title reign.
He's a
solo
good
title reign.
He's a good beta.
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw.
What does that mean? A good beta.
You're like, all right with it, like with alphas.
All right, see.
Yeah. Beta's like, I'm a real big guy. Yeah, sure you are. Titus O needs to be on commentary every week. It's
He
good
does,
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
good that. Oh, we'll get to that in a
Thank
second.
you.
The Atlanta crowd welcomed Cody Rhodes to his hometown very loud. Whoa. Which seems to get louder every week. Cody calls out Brock, but gets no answer. No sign of Brock, so Cody turns attention to his mum, who sat in the front row. He asks everyone to acknowledge her as the Tribal Rhodes. Lesnar's music plays, but no sign of him again, and it stops. Was Lesnar backstage forcing the audio guy to do it, or was Lesnar being a mischievous little guy and pressed the button himself?
What was he doing?
It starts playing again, and Cody does the funny walk to the back.
The full-on crash Holly came out.
And gets attacked by Lesnar, who beats him up in front of his mum, who sat there not reacting to the brutal beating. Lesnar accepts Cody's challenge to a match at SummerSlam. I mean, what a great move. Here's my mum in the front row, and Brock's yes.
I thought it was fantastic how the promo started with like, Brock, I'll be here in this ring all night to tear your bastard head off. There's me mum. Oh, bless her. Yeah. He said hard times for the first time, I think, on WWE. Speaking about his relationship with Brock Lesnar. And I thought the beat down in front of all of Cody's family, not just Michelle. Money Michelle. It was very effective. Michelle was beside herself. From what we've seen on like documentaries and stuff, and I've seen her on TV a few times. I don't know where it was, but she seems to be quite like I know he said sturdy there, but no,
Stern.
stoic. Yeah, like not much emotion going on. Sturdy craft.
She's great for moving furniture.
Because all she did was like, "You suck," and then she's just sort of stood there.
She's been around the business.
Yeah.
This is the second. What is it? The worst beat down to Cody? No. So she's he'll be fine.
I mean, she slapped Jericho. Was it Jericho she slapped at AEW? She slapped somebody in a match.
Someone.
Yeah, was it? Oh, I can't remember who it was.
Jericho probably deserved it.
Yeah.
But it's got to be King of the Road at SummerSlam. I'm not having anything else. Apparently, it's a gimmick match, Maffew, that's going to happen. Imagine that match, but with drones everywhere flying around it.
I want it to be a Mountain Dew match. The pitch.
Mountain Dew, King of the Road. Wait, are people seriously speculating?
No,
that's
just
gonna be-
me.
Thank
I think
God.
the speculation is what? Dog
King of the
collar
road.
or something like
Yeah,
that?
Texas bull rope or something like that.
Yeah, you can.
Yawn. Get them in a bloody lorry. Get the hay bales out. Here we go.
Up next, we have a rematch for Winning the Bank as Riddle takes on Gunther, but without the rest of Imperium ringside. Despite his match at Winning the Bank also not having Imperium at ringside. Oh, yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, it didn't make this. What was the point of stipulation? He lost.
They have been interfering in other matches, though. But yeah, I actually forgot about that. Riddle got a lot of offense in early, but Gunther turned it around with a huge chop. Does he know any other type of chop? Gunther finished him off with a powerbomb. After the match, Gunther stood on the announce table with a microphone and said that Riddle was done, before turning his attention to Drew McIntyre, saying he will fall victim to the ring general. I love this little, like, reminiscent of the VXV Progress matches they've had in the past, type style match, but obviously not going completely out there. Busting the blood vessel and all that stuff. But then Gunther's, like, standing on the announce table just giving it big uns to the crowd. It was great, because then he wasn't looking at the crowd, so he just got him there, and all the people going, boo! Ah, nice bit of camera work.
Yeah.
He was great.
This is the greatest night of your lives, he says. As he turns into Penfold for some reason.
Doing take that, apparently.
Hey, I saw a great Take That tribute band in Benidorm.
Were they on Segways as well?
Oh, God, don't say it was Mark Andrews again.
No Segways. It wasn't Mark Andrews.
Not that one, by the way.
Not that one. Not the member of the British media.
Yeah.
He was at Money in the Bank,
He was at
wasn't
Money in the Bank. He's part of he was at press. Yeah.
Represent-
BBC. Mark Andrews.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From Junior.
Got a podcast, hasn't he?
And Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champion.
So he's the Impact Wrestling Champion, and he's also doing media press for
Because
BBC for the...
he's got his podcast, yeah. BBC
Interesting.
is it I Love Wrestling?
Why do... Oh, yeah, but why do... It'd be great if they got high Impact Tag Team Champions, as a question.
Oh, genuinely, we went up to the thing and we're like giving our names, and Mark Andrews was, hi, Mark Andrews,
He used to wrestle here.
BBC.
Yeah, also
That's-
NXT UK for a bit. Yeah.
Like, it was very strange. I was like,
Oh,
It was very
I had
strange.
no
that's Mark
idea.
Andrews,
Oh,
who worked here.
Not here.
Oh.
Not here.
The
Hi, Mark Andrews,
WWE.
WWE.
formerly of Cultaholic.
Yeah.
Hey, what were we saying, Paul?
I don't know what I was saying. I thought it was a nice match with the Riddle getting lots of triangles and suplexes in. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then I like the fact that Gunther's not phased by Drew McIntyre, because there was a little spell. Was he against Strowman when he was running away from Strowman? We're like, that's not Gunther. Mm-hmm. Was it Strowman?
It was,
a bit-
yes. They're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
6-man tags, and he's just like, oh, does Gunther dare get in the ring with Braun? And we're like, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad he's back to being just like, I'm in me.
Yeah.
He's actually good at cutting promos as well.
Yeah.
Well, he just was effective. He had the crowd was cheering at the start a little bit, and then he turns it around. It's great promo work, considering he's not the one that usually does it.
Got to wonder what they made Giovanni Vinci do in the week to have him out there like nothing happened last week. Because there was a bit of a tension there, wasn't it, last week? Like, oh, you let us down, you bad boy. But then he was just out there this week, and it was all fine. So
I think that was more who's about like the Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself type approach.
Yeah.
That's a film, don't worry.
It's Triple H. He bases himself on. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. Backstage, we see Liv and Raquel being interviewed ahead of their tag title defense, but Rhea Ripley attacks Raquel and injures her knee. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It was like a yard
That
between
was
the
brutal.
shot.
Hey, that was a stern blow to the kneecap.
Do you mean stoic?
A stoic blow to the kneecap. Because we obviously don't get to see the entire show before doing news videos in the mornings here. So I read the recap saying, she's just done the title defense off her own back. She didn't have to do it. But we learned in this segment here that the match was already booked before the angle. And it's all down to the medical teams. So shame on them.
Yeah, they'll let her compete.
Yeah, they went,
Outrageous.
you're not good, but you can still compete if you want.
I'd
You're
rather
great WWE doctors.
They've been quite
CM Punk
bad
was right to
recently.
sue you.
Cody's wrestling with a
That's not
broken
what
hand.
Yeah?
You know, that's allowed.
The fans are watching with broken hearts.
Oh.
This is good. You're on fire.
Nice.
I'm not on fire.
Here.
Bring
You're
it
here.
back. It's ones each. Judgment Day are in the ring cutting a promo about their various different ongoing feuds, and in typical fashion, Dom was booed too loudly to be able to talk. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn interrupt, which led to Damian Priest challenging them to put the tag titles on the line in a match tonight. Kevin Owens' temper got the better of him and accepted the challenge. The next up was the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, seeing Liv Morgan and the now injured Raquel Rodriguez defend against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Ooh. She's a ghost.
The match is more competitive than expected, and the crowd was into it. The point that when Sonya pinned Morgan, they actually seemed upset. We now have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions in Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, who ended the previous championship reigns at 16 days. Yeah,
Yeah, they had it for 16 days.
I'm fully on board with this, though. It's so much more interesting having these two as the champions than Liv and Raquel, who are just like a makeshift team, weren't they, at the start? Let's not forget. I liked Sonya working the knee with the half Boston Crab, like any good dick should when they see an injured knee. Then she did a flying Shearer to break up a pinfall. In the midst,
absolutely did. What a bloody lovely knee this was.
in the midst of a Liv comeback. Then we had Sabu kicking out of two unpretty hers. I thought it was a fast-paced match, but having the Karens just be the champions is the right way to go. Liv was sort of going, ooh, I want to hurt you, Raquel, for putting me in this situation after the bell. So we'll see where that goes, if anywhere, after what she did later in the night, Liv Morgan. And Chelsea Green doing an Oscars awards speech after the backstage. So much more interesting. It's the right way to go.
And it's nice to see Sonya getting a title after 8 years in WWE.
2015 was tough enough, wasn't it?
8 years. And I feel like she's earned it at this point.
Yeah, 2015 tough enough, wasn't she?
Yeah, she
It was
was.
Sonya and Mandy and Chelsea and...
ZZ.
Is that Crocodile Man?
Yeah, and yeah, there was a big group, that one. Who won it that year?
Was that the last?
That was the Josh Bredl and Sarah Lee,
Sarah
wasn't
Lee. Yeah.
Was that the lad who
it?
gave it that?
The
Chewbacca
Wookiee lad.
one.
Nah, no memory of this.
It's like he's here with us. But yeah, it was nice to see her get a title reign. They looked as they would. They looked delighted both in character and out. Yeah,
They look delighted.
they did.
That's analysis. That's why you're watching.
Yeah, yeah.
won the titles. We're happy.
I hope they could have pro next week. We are delighted. That's the end of the promo.
Yeah.
We get a sit-down interview with Seth Rollins, who was talking about potential title challenges. He mentions Finn Balor and says his name, and he appears.
I believe in Finn Balor. I really hit that too hard, didn't I? Jesus. Sorry, everybody.
I loved your blow then made Fraser go off beat. He's like, whoa. Seth offers him a rematch right now. Oh, get out of his face. Balor stands up to leave, but hits Seth instead. Balor beats him down and says to make the match.
This promo was hilarious.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is like, oh, I want to smash your face in it. Oh, it's been 2016. It's been 7 years. Oh. He's dressed like Torval Dean. Really good. Only a professional wrestler.
They could have done the bolero as well.
Imagine if start just doing that. It's an interesting one because Seth Rollins was naming everybody but Finn Balor, and then Finn Balor appeared as if he was going to move on with his life. But then Finn Balor said things that I agreed with. Finn is still the babyface, kind of, in this feud, but not really.
Yeah.
But kind of. I can see where Finn's coming from.
Yeah, he does have a point.
I want to
He's
smash
a
his face
justified
into-
dick,
He's
like
a
Bianca Belair and Bret Hart.
Up the justified dicks. It's all right if it's justified. That's being a dick.
That's gotta be dick. Are you ready to get silly? But the good type of silly. That's what they should have said before the match. Because now it's time for the Viking Rules match. Oh, I was ready for this. In the blow-off match between the Viking Raiders and the Alpha Academy, the ring was surrounded by Viking gear with the bow of a ship attached to the side of the ring with little oars. What was essentially an Extreme Rules Falls Count Anywhere match, this match was pure chaos. Maxine Dupree finally got her Alpha Academy jacket, but Valhalla ends the celebrations by putting her through a table. Oh,
A great move.
yeah. At one point, Otis caught a diving Ivar and hit a body slam, which was impressive. Yes, it was. Not only that, Chad Gable, we hit the moonsault off the top and then turned into a deadlift German suplex on Ivar 2. A double powerbomb from the Viking Raiders to Otis ended the match. Also, Titus O'Neil was on commentary for this, and he was perfect. She was there every week. The match started with, goes up, what do you think of Valerie Haller? And him saying, what we got? I heard him talking to Odin. I don't know. I only know the Lord Jesus Christ. That's all I've got.
He's like, she speaks about 107 gods, but the only one I know is Jesus Christ.
And then within the same breath, he mentioned how much they stink. Just they're musty. They stink.
So great. I mean,
He's fantastic.
He was great at WrestleMania.
All he needed to add in there was call the police.
Yeah,
and it was the perfect.
I don't know why he didn't.
So is he from the area then? Is there a reason why?
I don't know why he was on commentary,
I'm
but
happy
he
he was
should be.
there.
He should be every
Anytime
single
there's
show.
a big slapping match like this one, just get Titus out there. Even when he's just going, oh, there's no one give you a hole like that.
hype.
Yeah.
What do you think about Uncle Howdy? All in all, about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay.
There were so many highlights. So the scoop slam off the boat from Eric to Ivar to Otis on the floor, if that makes sense. Otis giving it to Bubba Dudley with the tables. I don't know why I did that with my hands.
I was going to say that was the one weird bit. I don't know if it was something to bring up, but maybe it's just because people have gone on, generations happen, time goes by, wheel in the sky keeps on turning, as they say. No one popped for it. Oh. The my version, they went, get the Otis, get the tables. Nothing. And then they got the tables, like, oh yeah, tables. But it's like, oh, are we past the point of that being a thing in wrestling?
Maybe.
To me, it was 2016 when they were last in. The company was. That's a generation of wrestling fans who maybe not have seen them.
Who?
Exactly.
Stop it, Fraser. I'm doing the Rumble 94, baby, this week with my move of the week.
Oh, my. Oh, baby.
We're giving it to two
have two
people.
of them.
We're splitting it. It goes to Otis catching a big boy for a world's strongest slam on the move, and also Ivar's moonsault to Otis, Chad's moonsault to Ivar, and then the deadlift German from Chad to Ivar. The Rumble 94, baby. Move of the week. Sam pisses a fart sat here. As we said earlier, the table spot with Maxine getting a jacket, then getting effed up by Valerie Haller was fantastic.
Jacket on, jacket off.
Jacket on, jacket off. And then just jacket on will do, everybody. Just jacket on. And then Otis, that little spell at the end where he showed everything he can do, the agility, the power, make him world champion.
Yep.
This was a bit like WLC, you know.
I agree, because they did one of these with a New Day.
Yeah.
And it was good bollocks then as well.
Yeah.
And it was still good bollocks.
No expectations, but it slapped.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Viking Raiders won, to be honest with you, but because they lost every bloody other match. But
I just love the big bit of the ship at the front of the ring. They've just had to wheel that out and just park it and
They should have won the match and gone, yay!
just sail away.
Enya starts playing on it.
Nah, off to Valhalla. Oh no, that's your name. All right, yeah, well, whatever.
Round to Valerie Haller's for tea.
Yeah, Valerie Haller's house for tea and crumpets. Shayna Baszler squashed Nikki Cross. Yes, she did. No pop for Nikki, bless her. After match, Ronda Rousey taunted her former partner from the crowd, with Rousey laying down the challenge for a match at SummerSlam. Not quite sure who the heel face is here. Thank you. I agree with this, Fraser. Seems like they wanted us to boo Shayna, but also Ronda is
No,
acting...
we want to boo Ronda. Cheer Shayna.
Yeah, but she
But everyone's like, it's me.
Nikki.
It's me. But
Nikki's
then
a weird heel type.
But
A creep. A weirdo. A Scotsman.
It's
like Jack's
weird
here in
though,
spirit.
right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like sitting at the desk. It is
Fraser,
weird.
have you watched the film?
I've watched many films.
Oh, I hate you.
Wow,
That's me getting bad as well.
do you want to do it in the voice that Matthew did it?
No, that's his.
But yeah, who is the face and heel?
Shayna's the
And
face.
all three of us are heel against Jack, I think, at this point. But yeah, I agree, because people pop when Shayna turned on Ronda.
Yeah.
Then the next week, it seemed like Shayna was
Heelish,
Yeah,
right?
the heelish. This week, Ronda comes out and starts blasting him, gets a big pop because it looks cool, and then rightfully says, "All right, then, coward, come get us." And Shayna's like, "Nah."
Well, she tried, but
Right.
the security stopped her.
It just felt
Nah,
like
she could have taken them out.
the line where she was like, "I'm going to do you a favor and get you booked on SummerSlam." It felt like they wanted a big pop, like a cheer for her.
It didn't get one.
And it
Oh,
got
that
a
was a
boo.
heelish line.
It was a
that.
heelish line, but it just feels like Ronda's going, "Yeah, I'm a."
Also, I appreciate you translating here because it did sound like the old SmackDown intro whenever Ronda gets the thing. SummerSlam. Conspiracy theories you shouldn't be Googling. Blah, 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 blah.
So watching Team America sat here.
No, not like that. I mean, Becky Lynch was the guest on this
No,
week's
I
episode
thought it
of
was
this TV.
interesting, though, that Ronda Rousey claimed that she had no training before being thrown to the wolves in WWE by going on WrestleMania with no training.
That was bollocks. What are we on about? I'm also the best women's pure athlete. You're not. We saw your last matches in UFC. Your head caved in.
I did enjoy, because when Shayna said, "I'm a better Ronda Rousey than you," in like the squared circle where we do this, the crowd went, "Ah, ah!" Well, Vikings and that. So I think Shayna's a good babyface here. That was my takeaway anyway.
I think they're losing the plot here. Hopefully they'll get it back on track next week.
She will be a face at SummerSlam. She'll get cheered,
Oh yeah.
but I think it's just weird framing of the feud.
Yeah, the way it's trying to frame it is Shayna's like, "Oh, well, Shayna went to the Indies and did this stuff," but then Ronda just strolled in, and then Ronda's like, "Are you kidding us?" Because it was a massive star on magazine front covers. And whatever. It doesn't work at all. Becky Lynch was the guest on this week's episode of Miz TV. Miz asked Becky if she has lost a step, which caused her to kick off. Becky told him to stop wasting time and bring out Trish Stratus, which he did. Trish agreed to face Becky in a match only if she beats Zoe Stark first, and per stipulation, if Becky loses, she has to thank Trish. And also, if she loses, she has to
Get a tattoo.
bend the knee, and the third one was get thank you, Trish. Tattoo.
Yeah, tattooed on her.
And then she was like, yeah. And the heels went, all right, fine. The heels beat down Becky to end the segment.
It was a weird ending to the segment.
There is no way in hell I'd wager Fraser would eat a hat if Becky Lynch lost the match and got a tattoo.
Or, go to Italian.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did the other week in London, which is it's now Jack's move. But I went to a Japanese restaurant with a book.
What was the book? Was it How to Eat at a Japanese Restaurant?
No, it was a book called 13 by Steve Kavanagh. It's about a lawyer, and there's a trial, and there's a murderer on the jury.
You would tell me about that?
Yeah, it's a really good book.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I went to a Japanese restaurant, Wagamama's, had a meal, read my book. So it's now Jack's move to go to an Italian restaurant with his laptop. But yeah, I can't remember what we were saying.
But you had a meal, though.
I had a starter.
What was the starter?
Squid.
That's a starter? Wow.
It was a side.
Oh, I see.
It was a side.
A little squid.
Little squid.
Oh.
Baby squid.
Baby squid.
Baby squid.
Sturdy squid.
Yeah, I enjoyed this segment, though, because Miz was terrified of Becky.
She was feeling that promo.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it was good when Becky went, look, just skip these bollocks. These little bollocks of yours, Biz. Yeah, come on, Trish. He's like, all right.
Keep my daughter's name out your damn mouth. Why are wrestlers and Americans
Where's she from?
in general? Like, I know.
So why did Miz yell that?
But why are wrestlers like that? I wouldn't give a toss if he said my mom's name.
What? What?
What?
Someone you were feuding with said something about negative about your family.
Especially about your child.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
Keep your child out of it, though.
Well, I'm great. My Becky's like, oh, you're talking about my daughter? I'm all right with that.
Be right.
Give a
Go
toss.
on.
She's not mine anyway.
I wonder why they had the tattoo line in there. She's not going to get a tattoo.
That was
is she?
like, it was going all right. You will have to thank us. That should be because that's all that Trish wants. It's like, so you have to get a tattoo.
But yeah,
All right,
serve
it's
it for a month or something like that.
Yeah.
There's no...
a tattoo?
How are they going to get around that when it rubs off after a week?
This is a fake tattoo.
That would be the reveal, though,
Tanya
won't
Wallace
it?
reveals himself to be Seth Rollins.
Tom Cruise.
Or Baby Roo.
Baby Roo.
Is that a name?
That's the Roo, yeah.
Yeah, little Roo.
Yeah.
That's not the kid.
That's kid, yeah.
So that's,
okay,
yeah, it's
right.
Becky Lynch.
Sorry.
Becky Lynch's daughter.
See, I haven't seen the new Mission Impossible, so it might be a main character. Nakamura and Bronson Reed meet once again on Raw.
Wait. Big Bronson Reed.
Yes.
Big Bronson
How
Reed.
dare they? Big E's not even dead yet, and they've given the big to somebody else. He's still around as Big E, Big E, the biggest for him. You can't have two big...
The biggest big boy.
You can't. You can't have too many big people doing things at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing now. Just why did they give the name Big? This is a Vince McMahon thing. I'm convinced, Maffew.
Yep.
Yeah, Bronson Reed. I don't know. Big Bronson Reed. Like, as if you look at him going, oh, yeah, you're right. Aye. Large Bronson Reed.
Exactly.
On Raw. And saw a nice clash of styles between the pair. Again, it's about the 6 match we've seen this year.
Yeah.
They're great. The match ended with Tommaso Ciampa running in and attacking enormous Bronson, meaning that Nakamura was disqualified. In response, Nakamura kicked him in the face. Also not sure why enormous Bronson Reed needs a nickname Big before his name.
Yeah,
good
it's
point.
disgusting. It's Big E's
There
name.
are synonyms out there. And I liked, don't forget to it, but like, Nakamura backstage, be like, oh, so how do you feel about this loss? And he's just like, something needs to change here. I'm like, good,
disrespected,
you're going nowhere slow right now, pal. Good.
Yeah, it was a great match. I really enjoy whenever they're in the ring together. But yeah, it felt a little bit like filler. Just we were waiting for Ciampa to sort of make an appearance. But it was fun.
I really enjoyed Bronson mocking Nakamura's corner thingy, making his belly rumble like a bowl full of jelly. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. You know what I mean, though? There was a lovely DVD on the run from Bronson. It was fantastic. There was a crossbody when Nakamura was going for a Kinshasa, which was nice as well. I guess Nakamura was right to kick off for Ciampa getting involved because he wasn't losing the match in that instance, was he?
No.
Yeah.
So good for him. I hope this. I saw someone on Twitter, I don't know who it was, one of these accounts going like, "Oh, it means a more edgier Nakamura," whatever that means. They just out there, don't they?
Just swear.
Yeah.
That'd be good if he did
Nakamura,
it.
lighten up. In the main event, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens defended the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. I'm glad I have to say this incredibly full name every time I talk about these bloody things. Against the JDs, Dom Dom and Dam Dam.
Dom Dom and
There we
Dam.
go. You know it's good when you hear Joel laugh in the background. Dom Dom and Dam Dam. Before the match started, Rollins attacked Finn, who fought to the back. The match was a fun back and forth match with a lot of the double team moves hit on Dom to the delight of the crowd, and no one complaining backstage apparently. Towards the end, Liv Morgan ran down to ringside to attack Rhea Ripley to stop her from getting involved with the match, which helped Sami Zayn hit Dom Dom with the Hoover kick to retain the titles.
Yeah, it was all about the build to the finish. Liv Morgan getting involved, looked like being Rhea Ripley's next challenger. And also, the moving parts for the ending was fantastic. The seamless sequence for the fit, like KO getting rid of Priest as Sammy was on the run for the Haluva kick. That was whatever a good
great,
Italian thing is for. It was really good.
It was made like Thomas Beckett. Yeah. Was that right? It made like Henry VIII and got rid of this troublesome priest. Was that good? That was
It's a bit above my station.
yeah,
That
it was a bit rubbish. That wasn't it. I'm sorry. Please move on.
We'll get it. It might be better. We'll look it up afterwards, and then it'll. I think you're right.
What did you think of it?
I really enjoyed the main event. It's nice to have if Raw at the moment feels like it's the Cody show, it's the Sammy and Kevin show, and like you're always going to get good stuff out of them every single week. And that was another case of it where it was a really, really strong main event. Judgment Day are firing on all cylinders, even losing in the main. They can afford the loss, and it's still like they're not harmed by it in any way. I'm intrigued that it's Liv though that's getting involved. Obviously, she's wanting revenge. Is Liv going to get the title shot at SummerSlam? I feel like they're maybe going to go for Rhea versus
they do a
Raquel.
three-way.
Oh, there's that. Yeah, they could do that.
Or they give Raquel a gimmick first.
That isn't smiling back.
Smiling, muscly Titantron. That's all she needs.
If she drew a smiley face in her back, she wouldn't need to turn around.
I know, she wouldn't need to turn around. Ever.
There you go.
That sounds really mean, doesn't
Walks
it?
backwards.
Why can't she be Big Mammy Cool from NXT? Do you remember that when she had a motorbike?
Because Nakamura's doing that gimmick next week. Anyway. NXT. Stop, drop, kaboom. Baby, rub my nipples. What's this?
That's not me.
I just wanted you to say something funny. Got him!
It says NXT, I'm a wanker. Well, that's about. Tricky Willie and Mello are here to speak some words. They make it sound so easy, don't they? About an interference stopping them from winning last week. Ilya Dragunov appears to speak some words of his own. Ilya claims he did what he did because he was worried about Damian Priest. Might have tried to cash in on Mello's title in a reason that makes all the sense in the world.
No, it doesn't, though, does it? Come on now. Damian Priest's not going to cash in on the NXT title, is he? Come on, Ilya.
Yeah, why would Judgment Day bottle with any NXT title? Dragunov accuses Hayes of losing control last week, but Hayes praises his ability to keep going. I thought what he was saying was nice, but Ilya in a suit looks Tory as balls.
It's a little bit of facial hair as well, makes him look even more Tory. There was too many catchphrases here. I got lost towards it. They were speaking about dragons and he's Mr. PLE and all these little things getting thrown in at one go. I thought it was a bit cringy.
It was like a big metaphor soup, wasn't it? A bit of everything.
Episode of Power Rangers it turned into.
If only. He says he's going to be swimming in W's, which I thought was a nice. Yeah. See that? Keep it like that.
In waters.
Yes. That makes sense. Several catchphrases later, it looks like we're getting Mello vs. Dragunov at the Great American Bash. Yeah, obviously should have said that before. Mustafa Ali thinks Wes Lee is a whopper for agreeing to a title defense against Dirty Dom this close to the Gab. Ali's already punched his ticket to the Gab, but Wesley now hasn't. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Get it right, man. The ink wasn't even dry, and apparently Wesley's now accepted the challenge from Dom. Ali's going to be there, whoever wins. It's a bit silly from Wesley, isn't it? Bit naive against Dirty Dom.
Yeah, he could have extended his title reign a little longer.
He was days away from being the longest. I know it's the longest ever single reign, but he was days away from becoming the longest total ever champion, North American champion.
I'm trying to think. I remember who he beat for it.
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Who did Thingy beat for it?
Who Wesley beat?
I'll have a quick
vacant after Solo Sikoa dropped the belt. And vacated it. So
he had it all that time?
It's like a 6-man ladder match or something.
Oh, yes, the 6-man bollocks.
The front row.
Yeah.
Front row.
I think it was. Let's see, the reigns of the North American Championship. Oh, I think it would have been vacant.
Days recognised. Oh! So I can see why.
Good old Redacted.
Good old.
He was so great. There's just hours of us on the podcast going, my God, Redacted's the future of the business. Nothing can stop Redacted.
Who was before Wesley, though? Just it was vacant, right?
Oh, how do you get on the number? There you go. Do. Solo Sikoa, yeah.
Solo Sikoa.
Sakura replaced Wesley after Lee was injured by Carmelo Hayes and Trick Willie.
Yeah, 5-man.
Oh, yeah. Hayes, Fraser, Oro Mensah. Oh, God, aye.
Wow, big match.
What was he doing there? Oh, not winning. Yeah. Mustafa continues to get people going, yay! He is being a dick, though. The crowd are just like, we don't care. We like Mustafa.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
He's not. He's been a proper diddler. We saw him when he was the referee last time. Keeping a title nice and warm for him.
Equal opportunities diddler, though. That's a phrase, isn't it? He was being a dick to both Tyler and to Wesley in equal measure.
Shook hands with both Ronald. Reagan and McDonald.
Yes.
Sorry, that just pops in my head nearly every day. Swear to God.
What has just happened?
It's a little bit of epic rap battles of history.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Thank you. Stacks picks up Tony D from prison, and everything is well in the world. And you're back on the podcast talking about NXT's Super Bollocks, which has been this. So they do a video package summarizing everything. Is that now? Is that
later on?
Video package.
Oh, okay. We'll
the video. It still makes no sense. But Tony D spent 2 months in the Slammer. I spent 2 months in the Slammer, and now he's out of the Slammer. Oh dear God. Crack on, so I can go home, will you?
Angel and Humberto versus Nathan the Dragon absolutely humps, lads. Wow, wow, wow.
Really does, didn't it?
After the bell, Humberto shoves Angel to the ground, and Angel chases his boyfriend through the crowd because he isn't ready for the shift to be over just yet.
He's not. There was so many highlights in this
not
match.
related? They're cousins?
Hey, anything's possible now after Darth Vader.
No. Nothing Star Wars again.
LLLL, to give him their full name, of course. The Lethal Lovers, Los Lotharios, catching Nathan off a tope and powerbombing him into Dragon, who was doing a suicide dive at the time, was fantastic. The double gorilla press off the middle rope. I've never seen that done before like that. By LLL onto Dragon Lee. Humberto's beautiful moonsault. I forgot it was a thing, but my goodness, it's still beautiful. Then we had the roll through Liger bomb thingy from Dragon Lee to Humberto. Yeah.
It was like a contest this week. Which TV show could have the best tag match?
Yeah.
And I don't know who it was.
It was almost a 4-way split because we were very different matches. We've had FDR, Bullet Club Gold.
Yep.
The Viking Rules match.
Yep.
And now, bloody hell, this. NXT's like, we exist.
Yeah.
I'd even include the main event of Raw. Tag match. It was really good.
Yeah.
Just all different.
That's the bottom one.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing. That's just in terms of this.
How bad is this? Yeah, it was like, it's like, Owens and Zayn have a really good match. Ooh.
Yeah, boring.
Oh, wow, I've seen this before.
And Humberto kicked out from that Liger bomb as well. And yeah, obviously, I think separating Angel and Humberto is a good thing Because in terms of NXT, they should be in the main event scene.
Yeah.
Somehow.
To demonstrate how good this match was, after match fixers, both of us, him and Booker, are sweating through our shirts, right? And Booker just yells, Jesus Christ.
Booker's so good on commentary.
I have to say...
Hang on, Fraser. You can tell you don't watch NXT every week.
He's terrible, but it's so much fun. It's like he's done something before going on the air and just...
Those are the thoughts and opinions of Fraser Porter and Fraser Porter alone.
Coffee, just...
He's done a bit of coffee. That's how they say it over there in American land.
A bit of Tom Campbell. And then he's...
He loves coffee.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But he's good fun, is Booker T.
Is it bad that some people have been going like, oh, shut up, Tom, you suck, boo, go and do coke? Like, they're using their dislike just because of whatever, just to like, hey, Tom, just to go like, oh, you do coke. They're like, no, that's a joke of the podcast. Oh, no.
He started
or is it?
Yeah. Tom asked us to say that.
He doesn't do cocaine.
Cocaine does him. There you go. You're welcome, Tom. Yeah, what an amazing tag match. And
really good.
Yeah, and if you're unfamiliar with NXT, because you just listen to this podcast, as some people do tell us that they started watching NXT because of us, Booker has improved because I don't think he watches the product. I think he ebbs and flows. He just gets away with what he can.
Yeah.
And he just shows up and just does his catchphrases and his things that he has. Yeah. And,
He makes up stories more than he should do about the wrestlers, like a backstory.
Yep. Baron Corbin and his twin brother, Darren, stand in the woods looking at each other. Darren is ever so slightly bigger than Baron. He was looking for more fear and respect and stuff like that in NXT. To get to these things, he's going to be himself.
It was interesting, wasn't it?
To preface this, last week, Baron Corbin was doing the Rocky IV, driving through a car, angry as like flashbacks of his life played back. And he went, now I need to find myself. And the last thing we saw was those bloody tiki torches like, oh no, I hear you're a racist now, Baron. And this week is like, no, it's just Baron Corbin's evil twin brother, I guess, who is taller than him for some reason.
It was weird that...
Why is he taller than him?
To set the scene, he walks past the tiki lights again and he sees this figure in the distance in a black hood, and the hood's up over the guy's head. And then all of a sudden, Baron reaches this man, and the man turns around and takes his hood off, and it's Darren. And we know it's Darren because he's not the same size as Baron. Unless they're on uneven ground. Because surely Baron's the same size as Baron, and Darren's a bit bigger than Baron.
Yeah, if it's supposed to be him, why is the better version of himself taller? It's like,
he had bigger arms as well, didn't he? He's a bit more tanned, I think. I don't know if it was just the lighting of the shot, but it's a different man.
He'd been at Benidorm with a tan.
Oh, the weather there was horrible, I tell you.
It was lovely.
Really?
But it was too warm, right?
Really too warm. It was that horrible.
Too hot. Oh.
The air was like soup.
Oh.
It's like 35 degrees. It was just like, there's no wind at all.
Hot weather in Benidorm.
Never expected it. But yeah, imagine if Baron Corbin had just had the secret twin all along and he whaps him out now when he wants to find himself in NXT. I'm a believer in Darren Corbin.
NXT Anonymous, in brackets, Ryback, secretly records unbiased broadcast journalist Booker T giving his biological daughter Roxanne Perez a pep talk. Booker is not happy about the invasion of his privacy.
Yeah, he's fuming.
I like to think that he didn't know about it for real.
Yeah. We had vibes of Darth Vader and Princess Leia on
Stop it.
Because he's like, you need to dog it. Imagine saying to your own daughter, you got to dog it. You've got to dog it. Yeah.
Do you think these NXT Anonymous things will actually lead to something?
They'll be
I thought the thing was going to be...
months and months.
Blair Davenport was bloody it.
Was that going to be the reveal?
No.
Well, apparently not. No. So Blair Davenport was the person attacking people.
Yeah.
But there's also NXT Anonymous just walking around.
Just one about filming.
I thought they could have solved all the plot lines of who's been attacked and all this in one thing, but no, NXT Anonymous is just there to give you inside scoops.
They're saving it for they're saving it for the right person to come along. When they see a stalker in their PC, that's the guy who'll get the gimmick or the gal.
Mm-hmm. Kiana James defeats Gigi Dolan in a match that happened.
There was a nice shoot Hurricane Rana from Gigi Dolan. Mm-hmm. And then once again, Gigi looks a bit like a cook with the finish. She brought the bag into the match, but didn't keep her eye on Kiana. And the bag was a downfall, and it was just a thing that happened. Paint, art, real estate.
Feels like
That's the feud.
since Toxic
Yeah.
Attraction, like she's fallen right down the card, right? Like they
I was
were
shocked
almost
that she lost here.
like Toxic Attraction felt ready for the main roster,
Yeah.
Yep.
and now she really didn't look ready for the main roster.
But did you know that she had a traumatic childhood? I don't know if she
with
ever
her-
mentioned it
her
before.
brother in the crowd. Yeah,
She's never mentioned
Yeah,
it.
Terrible.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that she'd be given some of this bollocks just to talk through and go like,
Yeah.
you try and avoid your deviancy, but I am a deviant to blah, 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 blah. But, just this, like, no one talks like this.
She does.
I'd love to know what the writers do, like, how they get, like,
don't
these
know.
things ready. There's just, like, isolate themselves in a lighthouse for a week.
Yeah.
AI.
A week. But yeah.
Anyway, last week, Scripps agreed that he and Axiom would face Lucian Price and Bronco Nima this week, but Axiom says, whoa, we're not a regular tag team, just to point out. This week, Scripps hoofed Axiom in the head in the middle of the tag team match against Price and Nima, with Scripps leaving with the massive, angry former American footballing men. He had it coming.
Brilliant long
He
term.
had it coming. He had it
This is one
coming.
of these rap battle things
It's,
again.
it's Chicago.
Yes. One thing.
One of those famous rap battles. right?
Yes. One thing we realised at the karaoke at the Yankee Brewery after the extravaganza that was NCL was that Fraser loves a show tune.
I do, yeah. I'm a
What
big
did you
music-
sing?
I did One Day More with Gene Money.
Go on then.
Not here. No,
Go on then.
no.
Come on.
Another day, another destiny. It's a great song from Les Mis. But yeah, I'm a big musical fan. Yeah.
And I am Jipper. So, he had it coming.
He did.
As we're just singing. Because we're not a team. All right, then comes in. Scripps just looks at him like, you're an idiot.
But it's brilliant long-term storytelling. And I'll tell you for why. Because Scripps has been saying for the longest time he's called Scripps because his peeps call him Scripps, but not his family. Oh. So Bronco and Nima are his peeps.
Oh.
Sorry. Bronco and Lucian must be
Yeah,
his peeps.
yeah.
Because they left with Scripps. So they call him, they're from the same streets as Scripps was, and they used to call him Scripps because they're his peeps.
I hope he
That
wears
sounds
the
so
same outfit.
obvious. It's amazing that it took until this podcast for you to say that going, oh, yeah, right, yeah.
That's the first match. That's the
That was
first
the
time
first
they've
time
been
they've been
together.
there, yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, but why? It's like, yeah, because these are my...
They're my guys.
Ah, that's the peeps.
I talked about them a while ago, remember? It's like, oh, yeah.
Long-time booking.
Action's like, I really walked into that one, didn't I?
Yeah, Axiom's a fool.
Have they acknowledged that Scripps is Reggie? I
No,
can't-
Scripps is Scripps.
I can't
No,
remember.
no, they have. But it was just like, yeah.
Okay, good.
But
Do you think he's going to be
Axiom asked him backstage, he went,
Scripps
Tell the mascot.
Reginald next week with them?
yes.
I tell you what, though,
Reggie Scripps.
Scripps' handspring thing is to get away from clotheslines. I could watch them all day. If he could do them all day, that would be lovely.
Probably can't he?
I'll give him a
Yeah.
fiver. I'll give him a fiver to watch that.
Yeah.
I just loved as well on commentary how Booker literally went, "How can you trust a man called Scripps?" And then 1 second later, he twatted him across the head. I mean, how Booker? He must have had the script in front of him. Pardon the pun. Just to see what was going to happen. So it was just weird how perfectly timed it was.
Yes.
But I'm a big fan of Bronco and the and I keep getting them mixed up. Bronco and Lucian. I think they've got a good look.
Yes. Yeah. Have we seen much of them in the ring, like on Level Up and stuff before?
Who the hell watches Level Up?
You're a
That's
big
That's a show
NXT
you've just
fan.
made up, Fraser. No
You're an
one watches
NXT
that.
fan, Ross. I'm
an
sure
NXT fan, not a Level Up fan.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you get the major times, kids.
Fraser doesn't. Fraser,
leagues.
Ross doesn't need to level up.
I need to do something with my life. Change needs to happen somewhere.
Ivy Nile takes down the Diamond Mine banner in the Diamond Mine gym. We now pause for reflection as Fraser Porter will perform Candle in the Wind in brackets 97 edition for our fallen heroes.
Fraser.
Up in horsey heaven. Here's the thing. That's the one from Parks and Rec, right? 5,000.
You might have given a bit of Elton John there. You.
The Chris Pratt version's better. 5,000 candles in the wind.
Stop it! You're ruining a poignant moment.
Sorry, I can't sing. I'm not singing.
You just did.
Oh, that's my one singer podcast.
Thousands of people at home are disappointed now.
Yeah.
Yes, G has to open the checkbook if he wants more. Sorry. Noam Dar is depressed and had to cancel last week's Supernova sessions. DJ Wolf Sona, the planned guest for the show, is confronted backstage by the Metaphor, who give him a consolation prize for a photo of Noam. And Noam is just there, being wheeled around. It's like, you ever seen Twin Peaks?
No.
Forget it then.
Sam?
I know, I realised if only, but whatever.
No,
I'm surprised you haven't.
I've not actually seen Twin Peaks. No,
There's songs in it.
I'm sold.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Joel will have. No?
No,
Joel's way too cool for that, man.
I'm not a big David Lynch guy, to be fair.
Ah,
David Fincher, yes. David Lynch.
they do
no.
sound similar.
Similar, they're both called David.
Yeah.
That's my analysis of that one. What we're talking about? That's just someone after a night out in Sauchiehall Hall Street in Glasgow.
I think he's now stealing from Rabsy Nesbitt.
He is. Yeah.
No, I'm Dar.
In what way?
The
whole look.
jacket, the kind of straggly hair.
Yeah. One sock on, one sock off.
The aesthetic is Rabsy.
Yeah. He just needs a sweaty white vest, and then you're sorted.
I have to confess, my dad used to watch that as a kid, and I didn't understand a single word they were saying.
It's not as good as Still Game.
Still Game, I
when
can
you talk
understand.
Scottish comedies, Still Game's the peak.
Absolutely.
So I wonder if he'll then start move through different eras of Scottish comedy.
Oh.
So Rabsy's first.
What's the one that Grado's on? 2 Doors Down?
2 Doors Down and Scott Squad.
Scott Squad.
Scott Squad's good.
They'll call it, the Scott Squad, there's been a robbery.
Yeah. Stay calm, they be a bam.
Sorry?
Stay calm, then he be a bam.
Oh, don't be a dick.
Don't be a bam. Aye.
Yeah.
Unless it's
we are the
justified.
Polis.
Yeah.
It's time for Tony D'Angelo's big return celebration. They lay out the storyline so far, beat by beat, thank Christ. However, it still doesn't make any sense. Gallus comes down the ring from the pub, and they're not happy. After threatening the club of the Mafia people with their little sticks, Mark Coffey ends up getting put through a table of food as a tag team title match for the Gab is said. Would you like to go through?
Can we get the story?
So, yeah. So, Stacks convinced everyone that he wanted to be the Don.
Yep.
He was playing Gallus like a fiddle.
We need to go back a bit, Bill, don't we? Tony,
why was Tony
D was in prison because somebody accused him of doing a thing, so he was arrested and put in prison.
Yep.
And so then...
When he was missing, that's when Stacks convinced everybody wanted to be the Don. They were playing Gallus like a fiddle.
Right.
He put Joe in the trunk of a car, but lied to him. He lied about wanting to take over as the Don. He then named the stipulations that he wanted to release Joe. He wanted to get a tag team match and a tattoo of Gallus boys on tap on his tits or something like that. And then he had to win the match, which is the bit where the plan was, a bit risky. He had to win a match for the plan to actually work.
Yeah.
So thank goodness he won the match. I've written down there, thank FUCK he won that match.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And after all of that, Tony will get free and they'll get a tag team match. And then that's how we've got ourselves to the tag team title.
That was one of the most convoluted ways of getting a tag title shot I've ever heard.
Why was he in prison in the first place?
Because Gallus reported him to the police for doing something. It was never said what it was, which I got annoyed about.
That is fine. That's fine.
This is a man we've seen try to kill people on TV.
Yeah.
So it's hard to feel sympathy for him.
So then Stacks was going, I was the snitch, Gallus. Don't worry. I want to take over. I want to get rid of Tony, keep him in prison even longer.
He was saying, I want to be the new Don.
So
he was a double agent.
Yeah, but the stipulation was, did Gallus think he was just going to lie down?
Yes. That's why Joe, because it's that NXT level of storyline going like, why are you not staying down, pal? Oh, what's happening? And then they had to they played last week an audio of like, from his cell, like they played over the thing going, good job. The plan's working fine, now pin him. So people got it. This has been an interesting...
It's a great story.
Yeah.
The package got me really hyped for this whole segment.
Yeah, I'll say this though. One of the issues has been with the Mafia lads is that the crowd are like, do we cheer them or not? The crowd reaction's been weird. With all this bollocks, the end game has been obviously sub tag title match, and the crowd was cheering them.
They're good guys.
So cheering the return of Tony D. So it has accomplished that goal in the most complicated way possible.
I was so confused. When he wheels out Tony, then Vic's like, wow, what a moment. Yeah. Here he comes back from jail. This attempted murderer. This convict. Go on, Tony. Yeah, what a moment. The Don is free.
Don's back.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I thought it was two set of heels just having like a Healy.
Nobody's coming home. He wasn't guilty. Is that what we're saying?
We watched him try to murder two English men.
Yep.
But they're alive.
And he did kill
But he
one of
tried
them.
to kill them.
But they're alive.
He killed one of them so hard he had to join AEW.
Fine.
Yeah, guy saw off 2 dimes.
There's no
Two
proof.
dimes.
No proof.
But near dimes now.
He's got no dimes
Skint.
now. I mean, pretty deadly only got free because the pond they were thrown into wasn't very deep. That was the only reason they didn't die. That's the official canon.
Which actually sounds worse if you think about it.
Yeah.
Ugh. So yeah, very successful in getting the crowd to cheer for him. So well done. Wow. Thea Lesnar, Shoot breaks the arm of Elektra Lopez with Kimura, and then Shoot breaks the arm of NXT Women's Champion Tiff Stratz with another one. Stratz didn't want to have the submission match. Brock Hale Brock Hale wanted to have at the Gab, so Chase U, Sonnen,
Hey!
slapped her arm and made that bitch give in. You talk for a bit and you blow my nose.
Thea Hale was like Scott Steiner in the early go of the match with Elektra Lopez because she was throwing bitches around there, but we said it anyway. The reversal into the Kimura for the finishing thing was like fantastic. I've written down just the new Kurt Angle with a submission game, but with the Kimura, it's clearly the new Brock Lesnar. It feels like the Shed are ready to get behind her to win the big one, which is worrying for Tiffy Stratz, who sort of had what brought her to the dance stripped away from her slightly, the brattiness and all that sort of stuff. Dull is confusing. He's a confusing boy because he appears now to be way back on side with Thea after sort of being begrudgingly like, you doing well. Make your mind up, pal.
He's playing both sides so that he always comes out on top.
It's just because he's not got the deanship yet. That's what he's waiting for.
Wanting.
I tell you, that's what he's waiting for. He's disgusting. And obviously Thea wanted to make things a submission match makes sense. Makes all of the sense in the world. And Tiffy getting bullied into getting the submission.
Nothing you can do to make me do that. Okay, yeah. Fine.
Crack. So it's going to be interesting because I think they might do a title change there.
And move Tiffany to the main roster?
No,
she's not ready?
Not yet. No, I don't know. I don't know.
So this would be like her third defense?
You don't want to do it too soon, Fraser, do you? You want to give it time. Let it marinate.
Marinade?
Yeah, Marufuji.
Mount Fuji. Top man in Japan.
I know. I miss Mount Fuji.
It's a good mountain.
I'll be sending a letter to the lads from Mount Fuji. Tony and Dom were in the same prison. We'll end this little segment here. Yes.
Benny the Bumper. Benny the Bumper from the yard says hello. And then Dom's like, oh yeah, Benny, what a guy. It's fantastic how under the Michaels Helmsley regime.
But it was at Booker being like, he was only in there for a day. How has he got mates?
It's all fantastic.
Again,
stuff,
Booker
really.
doesn't watch any of the wrestlers. He's like, wait, hang on. This is bollocks. Gable Stevenson. He's going to do something next week. It says, Gable Stevenson, what's next for him? Prison.
Well, that was like a sturdy fart.
The bit with Lyra Valkyria was a bit weird. At the end of the Tony D Dom's bit, where she just comes over and Rhea's just like,
you're not very good, are you?
And then she was like, I'll do better. Cool. Why?
I don't know.
What was that all about?
Rhea bigged her up last week or 2 weeks ago, didn't she? And then she got bitch slapped around by whoever she got bitch slapped around by. I've forgotten now.
But it just felt like she didn't have anything to actually say. She was like, go on camera, go on, stand next to her.
Who did she get bitch slapped around by?
Someone.
Oh my God, I've gone blank. Blankety blank, blankety blank.
But yeah.
I can't remember.
Gable Stevenson going to jail, you're saying?
Ora Mensa avenges Noam Dar in defeating DJ Wolfie.
Booker T was comparing Noam Dar to Prince and Michael Jackson because they're all dramatic.
Culturally ahead of the path, that Booker T.
Ora Mensa's got like a nice front flip kick thingy. And then I've got to admit, I didn't see all of last week's NXT. Why was Dijak out there? What was he doing? What's wrong?
Big kick.
He didn't like Eddie in the Underground, apparently.
Well, last week people were watching the previous weeks, so 2 weeks ago was NXT Underground, magnificent display, and I was going, wow, look at this, like an advert for Sunny D. Whoa, and he went, oh, you call that violence? And
yeah,
they were like, yeah, we do, and then he started off. So he's making it clear he's got violence envy.
So DJ Yiff, as you like to call him, he's going to be locked up in the.
Given that the weird places the podcast's going to now, I'll just call him DJ Wolfie from now on.
DJ Yiff's going to get locked in that sex dungeon. Wow. What did Jack say last week?
Yiff. I'm not going to finish it.
Go on.
No, because then
what did he say?
No.
He's the guy who cuts them up and puts them on there. He knows what to do.
No, what did he say?
You can't prank Jeremy Beadle, Ross.
What did he say? Come on with your little hand. What did he say?
I'm not saying it, Ross. I'm not saying it. Go and find out on the shorts, the shorts page.
Kalani Jordan and Dana Brooke do gymnastics. Cora Jade thinks they are right pairing gimps.
And rightfully so. A cringy bollocks babyface NXT promo. It's just like they've got a talent. And they can do that talent. So let's just shoehorn the talent in when it makes no sense whatsoever. There's a couple of friends doing gymnastics. Like all gymnastics folks do. I'm sure they do. Yeah. Just break out into gymnastics randomly walking down the street. I hope Cora batters Dana with a stick. What for doing that promo? Disgusting conduct.
If Cora Jade is saying your promo's bad, then your promo's bad. Blair, who makes it clear that she isn't NXT Anonymous. Well, that sounds like something NXT Anonymous would say, just saying. And Roxanne talk to each other through the TV screen. Killer Instinct is mentioned. A great video game. A new side of Roxanne is mentioned as she is tired of being everyone's little bitch. I don't think they like each other, so the only thing we can do is watch them wrestle at the Gab. Blair just keeps on mocking her until she leaves.
Yeah, it makes me
great. Wow, I was really convinced of her.
Just the way Blair was like, just go home. You don't belong here anymore. Just makes me think like we could have another loser leaves town thingy happen with Roxanne.
Yeah.
Or Blair going to the main roster. Who knows?
I don't know. Is it supposed to be a thing where like, the horrible abuse athletes get, and it can get to them mentally? Because if it is, they're doing a horrible thing with it. Because one, she's a wrestler, and two, the last time she had anxiety, Shawn Michaels just like,
ladder match.
okay, I'll put you in the match. Like, all right, you lost. I'm not doing that again.
I'll be interested to see what her and Tony do. Tony Blair. I don't know why I said Tony Blair. Tony Blair.
Well, no one cares about her either. So. Dom is the new North American champion. Rejoice. I did not see this coming, but now it's happened. I'm like, oh, it's actually really good. I didn't think
really
they would.
good.
I thought because they've had a whole bunch of NXT people, main roster people come on NXT, and it's just like, hey, get the ratings up, I guess. But they've not really done much. Apart from Baron Corbin's just turned racist. So I was just like, here we go. We're going to have the little match, and Wesley's going to like, oh, he won. After Finn Balor and everyone else showed up. I was like, oh, wow. And then crowd would it kept on cutting to people, which you haven't done in a while. The WWE and the AEW used to cut to like every bloody person. It was so annoying. Yeah. But it was so justified here when it's like, 1, 2, 3, Dom gets a people like, I don't care if there were plans, they're worth every penny.
So good. Like, genuinely, the heat on him. Like, Wesley, as you said, he was like close to being one of the longer reigning North American champions. And it's Dom that's done it.
Can I just say, I don't know if it's by design. There's a chance it could be on purpose because Dom's like, being the uber heel at the minute. But the way he does his 3 amigos makes me feel ill. He barely, when he did the hip twizzle. Does he do it so slow and flimsily on purpose, or is that just how he wrestles?
I think it's one of the beautiful things. I don't know. It works so well.
Because I thought myself getting mad at it. I was like, come on, you can't really put some effort in there, Dom.
Dom with the 3 bozos.
I actually thought the match sort of chugged along, and then when Finn and Priest came out, allowing Rhea to hit Wesley in the head with her title, that's when it all booted off. It was all about the finish. And that sort of noise cannot be manufactured in a shed full of plants. It cannot be manufactured.
It's also very strange that, like, a year ago, if he'd gone and done this, we'd be, like, kicking off at it. And now it is actually seen as him maybe elevating the title a wee bit. Like, the title's not elevating him. It's all him that's doing it. And it's just very strange. I was, like, seeing on WWE 2K23, and he's still the old with Rey Mysterio Dom. Yeah. It's so strange how much he's changed in less than a year.
You're right. When that game came out, it's like, oh, what do I get for beating the Rey Mysterio mode? I get Dom.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I get Dom. Yes,
Dom. Yeah.
Get in.
And it's not even been a year since he joined the Judgment.
You're right. God, that's even wow. When you put that in perspective, that's crazy.
It's 11 months right now. 10 months.
Was that the start of September or the start of October?
September.
Was the start of September? Wow. Hey. That is a long, short time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a long.
That is the long and short of it. But right now, I'm going to the toilet.
I'm going to the toilet as well. Should we hold hands together?
AEW Dynamite. I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. Very good. Very good.
Got him again.
Oh. Bruce Almighty. Stop it, yeah. Jungle Boy, his confusing new entrance team, defeats Hook to become the new FEW champion. No. Jack Perry, his confusing new entrance team. He kills Jungle Boy and buries him in the desert. Like that one time with Ric Flair in 99.
I was in a rush. Why would he have...
Beethoven's 5th was so strange to have.
Beethoven's Mamma number 5?
Yeah.
That was too dumb for me.
Jessica. It didn't work for me. I don't know what you thought. It was a bit awkward.
He is awkward.
He's not, though. He's a top shagger with leather trousers.
You wouldn't know it by watching this version
Bobby
of himself.
Lashley's new group, the Top Shaggers.
Yes. In a big car for all the big shagging.
He's got the girlfriend with the badass and the bad attitude and the fat ass. Yeah. Sorry, get that right way around.
No, she's got the fat attitude. Come on, get it right.
Fat attitude and the bad ass.
Thank you.
Horrible curry last night.
Get things right on this show. Yeah, defeats Hook to become the new FTW champion. And Taz is just in despair of watching his young lad do T-bone suplexes off the ring apron. Still not enough for this other Famous
I
lad.
thought Jack Perry was good here. I really enjoyed all the stuff that was there. It's just the entrance kind of killed it for me because it was like, oh, he's just metaphorically murdered himself, buried himself in the desert, and then he just enters to Beethoven's Fifth, and it doesn't. The crowd, it was too quiet. It was too the crowd just didn't react how they should have, or they maybe wanted. I hope it's a placeholder and they choose something else.
It needs to be some proper 80s hair metal, doesn't it?
I think they've spent so much money on stuff like Europe Final Countdowns. Like, no, all right, what's
Mikey Ruckus is
free?
still
I've
there.
seen a
Up
few
the Mikey
people
Ruckus.
suggest Animal I've Become by 3 Days Grace.
He's not a teenage
3
boy.
Days
Come
Grace.
on now.
And Cold as Ice by Foreigner.
That's 2 on the head.
But it just anything that's better than Beethoven, because he's not
Whatever.
Gunther.
Venus by Bananarama. Whatever.
He's not Gunther. He shouldn't be coming in classical music.
But I'm going to float this out there just in case it's true. We see that Baron Corbin's twin brother Darren is now in NXT. Could, because he buried a man, did Jack Perry. He
did.
Could that have been Jack Perry being buried and this is now Zach Perry?
Jack buried.
It's Zach Perry, everybody. On the AEW, taking the place of his brother Jack. I liked the match. I was really shocked at how little Hook got in offense-wise. Zach Perry just really butchered him all the way through until the throw off the apron sort of turned the tide for a bit. The cheating for the win was good. I like that. But I guess Jack Perry has the new embodiment of what the FTW lifestyle is all about, kids.
Yes, he does indeed. FT dub.
With his classical music.
Hey, FT dub.
It was a wonderful overture that is Taz.
Yeah, you are right, and it's weird to say he felt more natural pretending to be a Tarzan lad.
Yeah.
The Wild Thornberry himself than he is trying to just be this heel character where he's acting like he's acting.
Yeah, he's
doing the Austin
yeah.
theory of like, you're clearly not really here. But I have confidence in seeing him what he does next, and if he's going to grow into this, or he'll just stay with Beethoven.
I'm excited to see when he eventually reunites with Christian Cage, and Christian's like, I told you I was right. I was right about you the whole
It's
time.
like, well, you're dressed exactly like me.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He's Christian.
Then they'll go down to the strippers and have a great night. That's what will happen.
Sorted. Get the segues out.
Yeah, Christian's like, whoa, wait, no. I don't mean come and like to start being me exactly. This is getting really weird. I'm sorry. Anyway, then L Scoops Alex Marvez is stalking Don Callis and Jericho at a restaurant because he does have the ability to teleport. The pair of Canadians appear to be in cahoots. I wonder what their meal was all about. Oh, you dickhead, making me say that.
Got him again.
Later, the pair arrive at the arena limo and call L Scoops a fathead, lol. Well done, Jericho, if managed to go to a restaurant and not leave your title on the limo as you drive off.
It was Alex Marvez back to his best, though. That was one of the highlights of lockdown when he would turn up in Kenny Omega's front garden at the golf course. Here he is at the restaurant, then at the car park in one blink of an eye. L Scoops with his fat head.
Now, how does the teleport normally? But if you've got a fat head, you do it as well. It's twice the effort.
Just throw your neck and then you go flying.
I thought the security guard was great, and the fact that he clearly can see him until Don Callis goes, clear him, and he's like, it was a
He's an
perfect
AEW
segment.
referee, so he's often misses the obvious things.
Now he's got a cloak of invisibility as L Scoops. That's why he's got the nickname L Scoops.
That's why he's
Yeah, because of invisibility cloak.
He's actually here right now. Adam Cole makes MJF face his fear. What's it going to be? A Chinese restaurant in Boston. Hilarity ensues before the segment ends with an innocent waiter being assaulted with the
Double
clothesline.
Jinx, touch wood. Damn it. Black magic. Got black shoes on.
Thank you. It's a good segment. These two, again, have great chemistry. I like the cast of Breaking Bad because there's nothing but great chemistry. And it sounds weird that eventually someone's got to turn on one of the...
Yeah, they shouldn't for quite a while, but they will. They've kind of struck lightning in a bottle in the sense of that they are really fun to watch. It's added a little bit more to MJF's title reign because I don't want to say it wasn't stale or anything, but it was just sort of like, right, he's gonna have to go through all of MJF's goons, and then you'll get the title match. Yeah. At least it's something different, and I don't know. I think Cole's the guy to take it off him, but I don't want him to anymore because of they're so fun. Keep him as a tag team. Give him the title.
Oh,
tag
see,
team
I won't
title.
be happy about that.
Who cares?
They'll get a podcast and Trent to leave, and then they'll kick off again. I really enjoyed MJF just channeling that was easy to say. Channeling Hulk Hogan, 95,000 screaming Maximaniacs, Big Bill, all 675 pounds of them at the Saskatoon Silverdome. Then he got a bit drunk. 99,000 people in Saskatoon Silverdome. The assault on the innocent waiter, who they thought was Sammy Guevara, and then somebody else I've forgotten about, was fantastic. Just all little bits. It was good. With 100% alcohol as well. They did well to stay standing. As Elton John likes to say, I'm still standing.
Yeah. That was lockdown, Elton, by the way. Britt Baker defeats Kayla Sparks.
That's it. It felt like it was.
Okay, sorry, I was looking for more notes, but that was it.
One of those segments where the squash match would happen, then someone with like an actual roster member would happen, but it didn't. It was just a squash match where she went for the glove really early, and I thought that would be a downfall, but it wasn't.
It felt like a match that it would be, here's your hometown wrestler that we're currently not in a feud, but she wasn't in her hometown.
Yeah.
Which is just a bit odd.
To be fair, she's not wrestled all that much recently, so I guess it's more of like a get the reps in, brother.
Yeah.
Get some miles in those legs, brother.
Yes.
It's just like the wrestlers say to
That's
each other.
how the wrestlers talk. MJF gives Adam Cole the matching gear. They're going to win the match tonight. Cole gives MJF the matching jackets they're going to wear down the ring together. Cole makes it known that he has one more surprise for MJF, and we all can't wait to see what that is. And that is the theme mashup.
The theme mashup.
Ooh.
Mikey Ruckus bringing in the big boys.
Yes. It's not as good as the original mashup classic that was the Jericho Big Show.
So good, right?
Break the walls. Big. No. That's the second version.
The first one.
First version they used one night on Raw. They immediately didn't use it ever again. Was was the big show.
Yeah.
Big.
Was it in this segment as well where Roddy Strong was? I think I forgot to write that down on your notes, but I've got it on
We
mine.
had Renee backstage with
he's-
matching gear.
Roddy's getting jealous, isn't he, of Adam's evil new friend?
He's cool.
You can't tell because he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come on now.
Sorry.
That's the shtick.
Sorry, Rodney the Strong.
He's one of the boys who are in the groups of the frat boys down Northumberland Street. That's what Roddy Strong is. He's supposed to be a bit thick-headed, dim-witted.
Strong-willed. Cole MJF defeat Dan and Sam. That's good. With a double clothesline. Yes, they did. And after the bell, FTR come down the ring because they're going to be defending these tag titles of theirs against MJF and Cole on Collision in a little while, but not this one.
Not the next
Week
one.
on Saturday.
Week on
On
Saturday.
Saturday. Meanwhile, Dan and Sam walk straight past their father, Chris Jericho.
It was straight away. MJF's reaction to the mashup theme was lovely. Adding to why it was my Hall of Fame pick this week. Adam Cole's dancing should be on Pornhub. San and Dan had a nice little routine as well. I was confused by the dancing bit, but I enjoyed it at the same time.
I was mostly confused at how bad Sammy Guevara is at moving.
What?
You thought that he'd be really good.
He had no coordination when he was dancing. But like, he can do flips and stuff, but he had there was no movement.
Maybe it's because he's a heel.
I don't know.
No, I gotta say he's a heel, and he looked like liquid ghoul.
It looked like they had like a whole routine, and it was just like, oh, you're out of time. Either you probably can't hear the music properly, but I don't know. It was very funny though.
Yeah, and I like that. I liked it. Sorry, it's one of these tables you have where you can't put any weight on.
Why have we got a table that you can't even do that on?
Can't
Holding
lean
my
on.
cup of tea.
I'm trying to balance it with my thighs.
Whoa.
Jam those thighs up, Fraser.
Get some miles on those thighs, as they say in the wrestling. And you'll be all right.
Can't even do it, can you? It's
Nah.
that's crap.
Don't touch the table.
Yeah, move your laptop. Then it was worked really well. Crowd were into it. Okay, feels like one big joke that everyone's in on.
I think they've got a disco button just at the side.
Again, because he's doing all the baby face, is the stereotypical baby face stuff,
Yeah.
the double team, the mashup,
Yeah.
the finishing move of death, and now like, oh, dance off. It's like, what other crazy baby face things could he do?
A tope suicida. The pop
Yes.
and the shock on his face was brilliant as well. And then we get to the end where, well, there's another brilliant spot which I need to mention, which was the super kick from Cole to Sammy off the springboard. They timed it lovely, I thought.
Yes, Sammy's good at that because the Young Bucks did it to him on the first Dynamite.
And he died, didn't he?
He died.
His
R.I.P.
soul-
Sammy.
His soul left his body. Then, as I said earlier, Cole effed it by touching the belt when he did. MJF caught him. Caught him holding the AEW World title. And his reaction, I don't think Cole saw the reaction, so that makes me think it'll be MJF. But then maybe that's what they want you to think. We don't know yet, do we?
Yeah. We'll have to watch next week, won't we?
We will and have to find out then.
And
I think
everything's
they're
by
winning the
the...
belts. What I think they will. I think they'll win the belts.
No.
I think they'll
No.
extend. I think they'll call an order. This is Tony's big chance to show that he can deviate from a plan.
You can't deviate from the plan.
If he has them win, go all in and defend the belts there. Have the turn happen there. You have the main event of All Out a week later be the match between them.
Nah, they're going to all the way look like they're going to beat them, and then MJF's going to go, oh,
It's going to be cold.
I'm going all the way here.
Cole's going to turn.
And MJF's going to go, I can't believe you fell for that.
Yeah, but Cole was the one looking at the belt first.
Yeah,
He
and
was the
MJF
one-
caught him.
Yeah. But Cole was already thinking about it before MJF
Oh,
was.
so he's psychic now. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
MJF thought he had a friend for the first time in his life.
Which will make the betrayal even worse when when Adam Cole turns on MJF, when MJF has actually found a friend.
I'm confused now.
Adam Cole's turning. That's my
Are you
prediction.
willing to put a wager on it for yourself, not involving anybody else around this table? Maybe eating a hat, maybe go to a restaurant or something like that?
I'll go to a restaurant, yeah.
Oh, to come to a nice Italian place that
Yeah.
me and somebody else, could be anybody else, might be going to.
Could be anybody.
Yeah.
Could be
Unrelated.
anybody. I don't know.
Anybody. Yeah.
Do you want to do something at the restaurant? Add to the bet?
Read a book.
Go to a restaurant, read a book.
Yeah.
Which-
Can I order a beverage?
No. Just sit
Oh,
down.
Well, I'd have to be allowed.
Yeah, you'd have to order something.
No, because when they sit you down, then say, "Oh, would you like a drink?" Just say no.
Tap.
Say no to liquid, and then yes to food.
Just read a book.
Oh, no,
Put
but
headphones on, and when they come to the table, just sit there reading your book. We'll get this all on camera. So
I don't want to be a dick to the hard-working people in the
Yeah.
restaurant businesses, man.
Just a one beverage.
Then you have to leave a £50 tip at the end
Oh, okay.
Can we all put
For what? For what? For nothing.
for nothing. Yeah, for being a dick.
Thank you for the service.
So Fraser's, we've got that on footage now. It's all locked in. So
I think you're going to do that.
I would not dare.
Let's go. Do nothing for an hour, and I love this place.
Yeah, he's turning. That's my yeah. Anyway,
Great.
next segment.
So if Adam Cole, if MJF's the one who turns, then Fraser has to do all we've just spoke about there. He's not
But
saying
he's
no.
a
Non-verbal
man.
agreement.
He's a man of principle.
He's not saying
Yeah.
no.
I'm not saying yes.
Darby Allin owes AR Fox a favor and gets him an international title shot next week. Fair play. All right.
That was a segment that happened on this show.
Yes, it
they
was.
did a thing at the end, and the young boy, I've forgotten his name.
Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne had no intention of putting his hand in
The
there.
young boy.
He is a young boy. He's 18.
Yeah.
That was that segment.
Yes. Barry the Shark fears Chompy the Dancing Shark. Those moves were spicy.
They were spicy behind the announce table. Taz was funny there.
Keep the shark away from me.
Keep the shark away from me. No respect.
George Jones over here. And then Blood and Guts ends the show, and that's just the note. Yeah,
Yeah.
very uneventful, wasn't it? Anyway.
It was nice how the match was just sort of pleasantly chugging along, and then John Moxley came down with a screwdriver and started stabbing folk in the head. Then he whapped out a bucket of broken glass, because of course he did. It's John Moxley.
Nom nom nom.
Nom, nom, nom. Nick Jackson, I thought, was one of the show stealers with his opening flurry, which ended with the Hurricane Rana to Claudio, which went into the glass. Then we had Mox just pinning Nick down with the glass and just rubbing the glass into his chest with his shoe. It was fantastic. The bump Kenny took off the
When he got springboarded.
into the
Yeah,
cage,
in
then
the
back
cage.
down again. I'm trying to
Yeah.
work out what happened in my head now, but that was fantastic as well. What else was there? The better nail stuff that got my taint tingling. I'm gonna go there again. It was fantastic stuff with the corner spot, then the scoop slam on it as well. How did they do that? Obviously they're blunted a bit, but
Yeah, it's still going to hurt.
yeah,
That's going to hurt.
yeah.
You can't fake that.
You can't fit. How do you learn to fall down? Eh?
Like to learn that.
It's Jim Ross there. Jim Ross, by the way, who must have been smoking a full pack of tabs while everyone was going Jack Perry, Jack Perry, Jack Perry on the show last night. I told you all along.
Oh, so when I do it, I see.
Takeshita and Ibushi, when they were sort of doing their roll through combos through the thumbtacks and that was a bit like. I thought a theme in the match was people forgot to sell for the glass.
That's a very good point, Ross. I'll add my analysis once you've done the lovely rundown
Yeah.
you're doing.
No,
So
you do your analysis.
Oh,
about the glass
okay.
now.
It was weird. I want to like the match because just on principle alone, I like the death matches. I like the gore. I like the blood and guts. Mine got. It's almost as if that's what we would to be expected watching this.
Yeah.
And I like to check my mates who love the AEW and love talking about their AEW-ness and stuff and their opinions, even when I don't ask them for it. Thank you, friends. And some people are like, wow, it was amazing. I love the violence. I'm like, all right, cool. And others were like, what a mess. What a disjointed, ugly mess. But I'm there going, all right, it was, but it's not called AEW Presents technical proficiency. It's AW Blood and Guts. So, I mean, I don't know. I said, like I compared it earlier, Fraser had a lovely spicy curry. It was very well...
Tasty noodles.
Oh, sorry, noodles. Spicy noodles. And it was clearly labelled, warning, this is really bloody spicy.
Yeah.
So Fraser would have been rather silly if he'd eaten this and gone, I don't like these, they're spicy. My mouth hurts. Ow. Ooh.
Yeah.
And if he did, he'd be very silly. But he could say they don't taste very nice. But
They were great. They're tasty. I was sweating, though.
Oh.
They were that spicy.
looked-
And
he was
Maffew
moist.
witnessed it. It was soggy.
So I liked the fact that they were doing the blood and guts. They did the broken glass, the bed of nails, but the pace and everything was just so weird. Bed of nails should be something you'd expect. All right, well that's the finish then, right? A bed of nails.
It's John Moxley, though.
Yeah, but
That's what I mean. It's like
he
all
probably-
right, 10 minutes in, bed of nails. And like, even in death matches, Matt Tremont would be like, all right, yeah, I'm taking the bump and I'm getting pinned.
it was the pacing for me was a little bit over the place. Like I agree with Maffew there in the fact that the bed of nails and then the choke at the end should have been the finish. Like that's the big finish spot because then it was like, right, we've used it on a drop kick. Right, we've got to use it again. Oh, the bed of nails is there, but we're not using it because we've done the spot. Little bits. I really, really enjoyed the match, but the little things just didn't click for me. We missed a lot of the big spots because of the camera cuts. The bit where Ibushi and Takeshita were rolling in the glass and doing the like dude buster type implant thing, it didn't. It looked really sloppy to me, which sometimes
You're harsh.
No, but like Coda got dropped his head and Coda went, oh my god, that's amazing. Then Coda got up and just rolled
like it was
into
just, and
Like,
for
what?
me, Ibushi didn't click with this match type at all, and looked. And bless him, he's had 2 matches since November 21, and he's had really bad injuries. He just looked a little bit out of place for me. It was great to see him in the ring, but he looked a little bit out of place and didn't fit with what the match was. And I don't know. I think having anyone else in there, such as an Eddie Kingston, would have fit it better.
He's
but obviously,
busy.
And what
he's
did you
busy
say,
in the
Fraser? Like
G1.
you said, Pac being in that position looked like it was like
For Eddie,
Kingston.
yeah. Like even everything with him and Claudio just being like, well, we need to set up a Ring of Honor title match. That should have been Eddie Kingston.
He's busy, though.
He is, yeah.
In New Japan.
But apart from those little nitpicks, I did enjoy the whole match. It was good fun. It was chaos. It was exactly what they advertised. I don't know. There's been better ones, and there will be better ones. It was all right.
That's what I think. I think when you're on about like structure and pace and stuff, I don't think it applies to matches like this. I don't think it's a big stupid cage match with big stupid stunts.
Well,
And
that's the argument, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just want to see, switch your brain off and go, yay, blood and guts, absolutely, you got this. If you were looking at it slightly analytical, there was plenty to pick holes in. Beep, 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 which I'm sure people are.
Beep, beep, beep.
And the fact that they missed the finish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Yuta must have tapped out or submitted or something. No. Moxley, with his handcuffed state, said, no, I can't take any more. My boy, he's being murdered.
I like the consistency of Moxley whenever someone's getting choked by a rope or a chain. That's a tap out for him. Like, he won't go further than that. That's too far for him. But I'm interested to see. I don't think Danielson would have done the same in character if he was in the match. And I'm excited to see when he's back from his injury, if they play into that. And if, one, Yuta's like, why did you
He
call
can't
him?
say anything.
But would he have tapped out? Would he have tapped out? We don't know, but I think there'll be a little bit dissension within the.
I think it was a shoot choke, and it was right from a tap out. It was like Gangrel on Raw back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
Did you see the bit backstage with Pac afterwards?
No.
Where he was
I wasn't
like, they put up a video being like, oh, he's going to challenge Claudio at Ring of Honor. But he was like, why have you called yourselves Blackpool? It's a hole. And then,
Yes, he knows.
and then he was like, it's embarrassing. It was so good. It was really intense, and he's just staring down the camera. He's like, it's embarrassing.
The Pleasure Beach isn't even that good, man.
More like Miserable Beach.
Yeah, I liked it a little bit as well. I liked when Don pulled Takeshita out after Pac went away because he's just like, it's not worth it anymore. I'll get my client out of there.
Oh, I liked him joining and Taz going, well, Don's just joined us. No one told us this. I like it when people just show up. And he went, hey, Dom, you doing all right? Don't did the security scare you?
And there was another bit from the bump from Pac where I think it was Nick Jackson was on the table. He just went through his belly.
Oh, that's
that was good.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Stomped him good.
oh. I tell you what, in terms of being just a big stupid thing with like, moments to make you go, ooh, and moments to make you go, like McDonald's. It slapped for me, kids.
Yeah.
It slapped.
It was perfect for that, yeah. It was perfect for that. Just Ibushi, I was a bit melon.
Melon?
Melon.
Oh, met on.
Meh.
Oh,
I
met on.
was a bit melon.
Melon.
I was saying something in French. Mel.
Melon.
I did like the one bit though. The highlight was they put Moxie in the bed of nails, and then it just shows him going, I'm dying, and then Omega and Bush like, hug. And that was
Good Dynamite, though, I thought.
the week in
Really
wrestling.
strong week.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
A little rummage in the mailbag. Hi guys, huge fan of the podcast and all you guys do. This is not really a message about wrestling. Instead, I want to pass on a little information in light of some comments on the latest episode about North American indigenous, are that right? People,
Indigenous.
Thank you. And electronic music. A lot of people's assumptions about indigenous cultures and people are that they are resistant to change, stuck in the past, and/or antithetical, I don't know a word, to modern technology, which are actually rather harmful stereotypes. Oh, bloody hell, what have I said? Contrary to such assumptions, indigenous musicians have a long tradition of innovation. For example, Cree musician Buffy St. Marie, previously known for her stripped-down folk sound, released her album Illuminations in 1969, which is the first fully quadraphonic electronic vocal album. There are a number of other contemporary indigenous musicians groups blending dance and hip-hop music and more traditional indigenous elements like vocal chanting and drumming in really interesting ways. The Halusi Nation, that's a good pun, Neon Natives, with a Z in the end, and DJ Shub are just a few names that come to mind. I definitely recommend checking them out. I know the comments on the podcast weren't meant to be dismissive, but the thing about harmful stereotypes is that even well-meaning people can play a role in perpetuating them. Well, fair enough. That's why I wanted to reach out, because I'm sure you guys will take my comments in the constructive way they're intended. All the best, Chris from Canada.
Table.
You could have done more dramatically time, could you, Rod? Really help. Oh, Chris from Canada, thank you very much for sharing this lovely information about that. Like I said, I'm not trying to be pig-headed. I hope I never get to the point where I'm turn into a full gammon and say something I don't even realize being offensive. I apologize for if it was that I said that that may have sounded like I was being dismissive or offensive. We are, of course, referring to DJ Yif, which is why if you saw me smiling there, just the word Yif just playing in my head and neon lights.
What did Jack say?
Oh, probably something offensive.
I'm a little fox.
No, that's not what he said.
It's close enough.
Yeah, I apologize. Yes, there is someone in NXT who is of Native American descent, and they do the little promos, where there's like, my character is, and there's obviously Native American. Apparently, the shoot is indigenous. I had to say that.
Indigenous.
Don't say what on your laptop.
Indigenous.
Ben is also, then I'm this, but I'm also this, and he's playing music.
Yeah.
I think that was probably just going, oh, that's a bit of a change, or something like that. But yeah, no offense was intended. Thank you very much for educating me.
It's a learning experience, the podcast at times.
It is. It's funny as well. I mean, we may have spent 5 seconds talking about that, and then another 3 or so podcasts talking about yiffing and furries, and there's no mention of that. But again, Chris from Canada, I appreciate being educated. I think we should all be talking to each other and letting us know. Making a fool of ourselves. So thank you very much, Chris from Canada.
Thank you.
Good day to you all, says somebody else.
Hiya.
I hope the podcast selection is all doing well today.
I've been better, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I'm an in and out. Wrestling fan. I'm in and out. Wrestling fan of 25 years. But the rise and quality of WWE, the accessibility of AEW on UK TV, and the YouTube channels like yours has drawn me back in. I'm delighted to see that the wrestling landscape is thriving. I watched an excellent video about Roman Reigns' evolution, which I believe Jack referenced recently. It got me thinking. What's the best journey to getting over as a good guy? The reason I ask is I see lots of examples where wrestlers are presented initially as good guys, i.e. Roman and Rhea, but they never really click with an audience, but turning them heel has worked wonders in getting them over. So much so they could, with good rationale and storytelling, turn them into popular faces. Even MJF could turn face given the right story, as we're seeing right now.
Oh, yes.
I guess Hangman is a modern day exception, but I'm very interested in your thoughts, as it seems hard for babyfaces to get over as pure babyfaces straight off the bat. Love the work you all do. Former Cardiff City and England centre forward Jay Bothroyd, aka Chris from Essex. Thank you very much.
You slag.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah. Oh God, no, not for that. We only have an email from the good Essex people.
They know.
These stereotypes are true, but stop saying
There's
it.
a documentary called Towie.
Oh God, yeah. No apologies.
Documentary.
Up there with Geordie Shore. That was a documentary. Yeah, what were you about to say, pal?
I was going to say, if I was a professional wrestler and I was on a journey to become a babyface, my way of choice would be being that good of a heel that people started cheering me.
Yeah.
Then I would get turned organically babyface off the back of that. That would be if I could choose a way to become a babyface and booked as a babyface, that's the way I would go.
It seems the most natural. Like, we've seen most acts do that, right?
Yeah, LA Knight,
recently,
for example.
LA Knight, they claimed.
Yeah.
They claimed it as well.
But not to the point where you lose what got you treated in the first place. You can still do it under the guise of a babyface.
Kevin Owens a good comparison as well there. Like, he's not changed really since his match with Stone Cold. Like,
No.
his character's just the same.
Ezekiel turned him face. Remember Ezekiel?
Yeah, God.
Zeke out, brothers.
Nah, before my time, pal. I think the best way to do it is to, whatever crap you're thrown from the writing team from WWE, who just stay in their little isolation chambers, presumably, when they're not doing wrestling, is to make it sound as convincing as possible. Is there much difference between what Austin Theory's given to say than what LA Knight's given? Not really, but they sound worlds apart. So, decent acting.
Yeah.
Decent acting.
Aye. Yeah, that's how you do it, right? Wait now, one acting. Right, thank you very much for the question. Greetings, gents. Hope all is well with you and yours.
You and yours. You and your family.
You and yours. I am writing this half drunk. Oh,
That makes sense.
there we go. Thank you. Thank you. After mystery solved. After attending the Calgary taping of AEW Collision / Battle of the Belts / Ring of Honor, it was an excellent experience. By far the most fun I've had at a wrestling event. This taping concluded 3 weekends of wrestling in a row for me. Oh, God. As my buddies and I went to the Hitman Bar, yes, for some overpriced food and drinks to watch Money in the Bank. The weekend after that was at an event in Calgary called Mexifest. Mexifest was a festival of Mexican culture, consisting of food, drinks, traditional Mexican dancing, and luchadors. The Billington brothers made a special appearance at Mexifest. It was a fun surprise. I can't remember the wrestler's name, but they called him El Gigante, and he was a Canadian guy who came down the ring with a gun holster loaded with bottles of maple syrup. And he would drink shots of maple syrup to hulk up. Sorry for the long-winded email. As I said before, I am half drunk. Mexifest made me think of a question to ask you fellas. What's your favorite type of Mexican food? Tacos, burritos, tamales, or something I didn't list. Best wishes from James in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. A.K. former Paraguayan right back, Chikiashi.
I don't know. Chiqui arse?
Thank you, Ross. I'm glad I could call him.
Cheeky arse. He's done a pun there, ain't Cheeky arse. ARCE. Cheeky arse.
Cheeky arse.
That's not an actual footballer, I don't think.
I don't know.
Say like Asse? Cheeky Asse.
Whilst I Google if that is real
If
or
that's
not.
a real person, yeah. Mexican food. I quite like an enchilada.
Yeah.
But I've recently quite enjoyed chalupas, which is a taco, but the bread is fried.
Willy Wonka's little friend.
Yeah. Have you seen that trailer, by the way?
Do you see Hornswoggle on Piers Morgan?
No.
Oh, that's a good 15-minute watch.
Good fun.
What was he doing?
Having a debate about the casting of little people in film.
Oh, sweet. I have to watch
Yeah.
him. Because I forgot he was on Cultaholic's news this week that he remember he dressed up as AJ Styles for Impact. By the way, just to talk over you, yeah,
He's real.
cheeky ass, he's real. He's real. He's bloody real. He's really
That's
good apparently
incredible.
as well. He has the distinction of being chosen 7 times as the ideal team of America. That's something nominated the most times in history.
And he recalled that half drunk.
Former Paraguayan right back. It's CHIQUI.
He's picked because it sounds like cheeky ass.
Cheeky ass.
Chiquias? Chiquias.
That's what we're saying.
Wow. You do live and learn on this podcast.
Completed a total of 61 times for the Paraguayan national team between 95 and 04.
That's a great name.
What's your favorite Mexican food?
I'm a big fan of a burrito and a quesadilla.
Yeah.
I like a quesadilla as well.
Quesadilla?
A quesadilla.
Well, just have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's quesadilla for that joke alone. Yes, I have to pick what I have to. I used to love enchiladas, but obviously they're covered in cheese now, so I'm not allowed to do that. Balls. But now, post-dairy, taco, burrito, all great, all lovely.
Tell you what,
what's your favorite place to go to for them?
I was just about to say, we went to Chipotle for the first time in London. And that's up there with the best burritos I've ever had, which is probably going to be sacrilege to people who have Chipotle all the
quite good
time.
Yeah,
burritos.
white people Mexican, I think they call them in America, but like
Sorry?
that's what they like
Yeah,
because it's just
Oh, right.
in America.
Yeah.
No, I was being right. No, look.
I just didn't hear what
As
you
the
said.
first bloody email, I'm
I
not gonna
didn't
be
hear
like,
what you said.
I'm going to be an arse. I think I make the best tacos.
Oh, nice.
I believe that because
Yeah.
you still got your Instagram.
I don't really post on it apart from stories occasionally, but I did.
Can we show the Instagram on the podcast?
I'll get
Joel.
the photo. Joel, I'm going to send you the photo of the tacos that I made.
No, I don't. we
Because
just
I
need-
don't, the Instagram I don't use.
We just need a general look at the Instagram because I remember looking at the Instagram and I saw the mound of
It's
rice.
kitchen porter.
Kitchen
But I
porter.
don't have any of the posts up. They're all old. I deleted some,
Oh, you deleted some.
which is why I'm going to send Joel
Because the food goes off.
Is the Teletubby House of Rice still there?
kitchen porter. I don't know if it'll be at kitchen porter.
This is thrilling podcast.
This is fantastic podcast content.
The only person we've searched for in the history of Instagram is Richard Tubman.
So
I don't think it's going to come up.
Hang on, the kitchen porter is a very generic term.
At,
You know
at
that,
kitchen porter.
Don't put a space in, yeah.
Yeah, no
right? Oh, I
space.
see. One word. It's like Gordon Soley. two words. 2 words.
Oh, you
5
never heard
letters.
you say
Kitchen
Gordon
porter.
Deere or Soli. There he is. Now then.
And some of this-
Where's your mound of rice gone,
Well, that's the
Fraser?
thing. I
ate
deleted
it.
quite a lot of the content from it. because-
That's when I knew you
but
were a
that's some
chef.
of the stuff.
Why would
from
you delete your
lockdown.
rice?
It was like a Teletubby House of Rice. It was incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why would you delete that? Did you get a DMCA?
No, just someone's been wanting the
Tinky
handle.
Winky banging on the door.
I've had a lot of people message me for the handle.
I mean, that is a great handle. in
Yeah,
fairness.
right.
Yeah.
Make some money there.
So I've got that's some biscuits, American style biscuits.
Those aren't. Oh,
Scones.
American biscuits.
American biscuits.
American biscuits.
them with fried
American
chicken.
biscuits.
Fried chicken and hot
American
sauce.
biscuits.
Did
Sorry.
you like cut them in half and put them as a chicken
I
sandwich?
did,
or-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like
Chicken
like
bits
quite
sandwich.
salty. They're kind of like a croissant inside, almost.
Oh, flaky.
Really, really
Smell
good.
them.
Yeah, you've got to grate the butter. And that's how
Grate
you get
butter?
That's how you get the
I did great butter, isn't it? Liquidy.
a stick of butter.
You get a stick of butter and just grate it.
You can grate it, yeah.
Okay.
So you make it cold first.
You must be like
Oh.
an alligator or something with you. Because surely the other half would just
No,
melt
you
in your
hold.
hand.
Well, you make it really, really cold,
Yeah.
and it's wrapped. But that's some biscuits there.
I think you just lied.
The paella's the one I like.
Oh, that is. Oh.
It was great. I made one on holiday.
You fat bastard. That's a big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, hang on. There's a lot of it.
That's all for me. That was 2020 actually. That was lockdown. I was making that for the flat. It was good.
That's very nice.
I was cooking for the entire flat throughout lockdown.
It was in your flat.
My mate Jordy and Rachel was staying with me.
Lovely.
So it was the three of us. We made dinner. It was great. I'd spend like 3 hours in the kitchen just cooking each day. It was brilliant. Wake up first thing, saying to Rachel, "What do you want for dinner?" And make it.
What a
It's great.
What's next, Joel? On this episode of Fraser in the
Some
kitchen.
sushi.
Oh, wow.
I've got a
You
sushi
smell
roll.
what Fraser's cooking.
Where's Mount Fuji?
I wasn't as pleased.
Yeah, if
with
you take a
them.
picture of your tent.
I'm sad you've deleted the Teletubby Rice House. It was
I think
incredible.
that was just on my story though.
Oh, hey, you know what? We always have for sushi? Some chips. That's right. Now I've seen your ability. We're going to take them put out of you.
I'm gonna see if I
Nice
can
one.
find the one I mentioned the tacos because they were the
Oh,
fifth.
yeah.
Sticky
so-
sesame. Don't mind if I do.
That's the tacos that I'm referencing. I'm gonna send it to you, Joe.
They're quite
Are you
unspectacular.
logged in on Slack there? Yes. They're unspectacular.
I think
We're going all the way.
People are clicking across the corner as you speak now. I think
Yeah.
all right, yeah. So you is the okay.
That's who makes the best taco.
Anyway.
I'm
Anyway.
confident in my ability to cook tacos.
Okay. I don't think there's any Mexican food I don't like. So all of them.
All of the Mexicans.
There we
politician.
go. That's the tacos that I made. They're like queso tacos. So that I've fried them,
Yeah.
and they're very spicy and delicious.
You would be in Scottish. wouldn't
Aiden asked for the recipe. He did a very good job of making them himself.
you? Aiden did.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had them in the war,
I
would
wrote. They were filled with spam.
they? Corned beef
beef.
tacos.
There's a war on. That's the last a week.
So yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
That was Fraser in the kitchen.
Yep.
Great segment.
Yum
thanks.
yum pig's bum.
Christ.
Clothesline from Hello Gents. In keeping tradition of the recent podcast theme of the last month or so, I decided to visit Anthrocon. Oh, Christ.
Why have you gone that? Why is that?
What's
Oh,
this?
Christ.
Oh, I know what Antocon means. When it comes
What is
to,
it?
I'll skip that. All right. When it came to town this past weekend, I'm not kidding when I say I have never seen so many furries casually walking down the street, just blending in with everyone else. Believe it or not, the most common persona was the wolf. Of course we believe that.
We're all
the
wolves.
wolf pack.
We're all wolves here.
Immediately, my mind went the idea that this would be the perfect place where I would love to see Maffew in a panel after hanging out with X-Pac and just let him soak in with the furry atmosphere. As it seems like that is his natural element.
It's a lot of furries.
It's the meetup for them also.
It seems the most prevalent furry is either your tiger or your cheetah, your leopard, not your wolf.
Wow.
I'm just looking at.
That's because you've just seen one image on Google Images the first time.
No, I'm looking at all the images here. This eclectic collection.
Do you know the furry community well? Is this why it's been a regular discussion on the podcast?
I make one comment about TJF.
Okay.
I have to do an apology to the Native Americans and Canadians, indigenous people, and people who DJ music. And now someone's like, I'm getting invited to Anthrocon.
You should go.
Just as
I'd love to go. Any Anthrocon people and any dealers, presumably if they want me to hear I was with the X-Pac, I'll come. I'll ride the gimmick all the way to the ferry train. This leads me to my question. Has there been an instance where you feel like a match or moment in the ring has taken place at the wrong time? Ooh. How did that start that question? And
right.
When would you have preferred to see it? For me, it probably would have been Bayley versus Sasha Banks from Hell in a Cell 2020. That was one of the hottest things in wrestling during a time where wrestling was at a pretty low point. And I feel like it was WrestleMania-worthy match for the story it told. Fair enough. But it was ultimately wasted in a B-level pay-per-view that didn't even close the show. As is tradition, I've been watching you guys since the Name Redacted days, and I've been watching Botchamania since about 2008. Yes. Thank you guys for all you do.
2008?
I hope, enjoy making the content as much as we love watching it. Fraser wasn't born yet. Sincerely, former Sunderland, Stoke City, and Atlanta United forward, Kenwyn Jones, Atlanta United, bloody hell. A.K.A. Rebecca Romero from Pittsburgh. Love heart to you too, Rebecca Romero. Whatever persona you are, you didn't include it. I noticed that. We all noticed it. Just be proud. And hello, Denny Apricon people. Yes, that confusing message aside. What was the match that should have happened at another time? Keeping the theme of that, I'd say Brock and Drew.
Yeah. The other one that jumps to my mind is Shield Triple Threat. It shouldn't have been on Battleground 2016. It should have been at WrestleMania 33.
Was that the one where
whichever
it was
WrestleMania
done? The draft had been done the previous. Just weird.
So we knew he
weird
was kind of
pacing.
walking out based on the title situation, and Ambrose had won it the month before. They had the cool moment of them all having the title in the same night at Money in the Bank. Having them pay the match at Battleground was a bit sort of like, right, this is a WrestleMania main event in the making, and we'll never likely see it.
Yeah.
Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania 31.
That's a good one. Any other
31.
time you would have done that?
2001. Invasion.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
Oh, no. I think Sting was right to go, let's see how Booker T and DDP do. No, you're all right. Yeah.
End of the streak, maybe.
Goldberg versus Undertaker, Super Showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, any other year, right.
Maybe given Edge the end of the streak, that's who I always wanted to break the streak. Maybe him.
You evil man.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
WrestleMania 24 was
it's
like...
a good argument to make, I should say.
He was like, he's undefeated at WrestleMania. Undertaker, I can't do this. I was wrong. Wildly wrong. But I was a big Edge fan.
But it was weird, though, because you go, Undertaker's on his way out, and so Edge should pick up the pace, but then Undertaker lasted longer than
Much
Edge,
longer, yeah.
which is like, of course.
Big fan of that match, though. A tactical warfare.
Yeah.
Edge
yeah.
blocked everything apart from the new move.
Semi Desert Island Graps, top 3 matches.
Oh, it was so good.
Great match.
I think I can't think of any errors.
I can't think of any others.
I don't know why I did that. I'm very sorry. I'm clearly wanting drugs, so I instinctively started sucking my gums. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. Go home. Thank you very much for sending those lovely questions and complaints. And again, feel free, like I said, if we say something wrong, please let us know. We're only meaning
We're
to...
never mean to. It's not a place to piss people off, this podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes we swing and miss, and we should be battered for it ourselves.
Exactly. And send those batters to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Don't lean on the table.
The mailbag, yeah? Crack the case, yeah. See?
Wrist piss. How you doing, pal? I hope you are well there in Cultaholic Towers. We are. You lot are excellent presenters, writers, video editors, and journalists.
There's one person who said it.
You are so great all-round YouTubers, but how much you know about your own YouTube channel?
Nothing.
Below, I have compiled a list of the most popular videos on your illustrious channel, illustrious, can't say any word today, bloody hell, in each category, such as most popular, top 10 video, etc. All you have to do is tell me what you think is the most popular in each category. And for a bonus point, how many views each video has. Oh, figures correct as of 3 weeks ago when I originally came up with this idea.
Right.
Do you have a pen? Do you need one? No, I'm just asking in general. I asked Joe for a pen, he went, do you need one? Thank you.
You need one.
It's a good podcast this week, isn't
Drowning in the sea. Can I have a life raft, please? Do you need one?
Most popular video overall.
Oh, I know that one.
Go on.
Every WWE champion ranked.
That's
Yeah.
That's
what
right.
it is. Is it?
and
Is
go on. You
views
get-
wise?
Yeah, views wise.
Oh, 2.5 million.
3.5.
No, 5.3.
Oh,
okay.
Give you a point for that.
baby.
Most popular non-ranked video.
Oh, God.
This is impossible.
Well,
A really obvious one.
Non-ranked.
It comes up. I think it comes up anytime you look at anything wrestling. It comes up with suggested things.
Top 10 wrestling matches of all time.
Non-ranked, not a top 10.
It's not a top 10.
No,
Oh, then.
it's one of the documentary ones.
Oh,
the
Rabid, Chris Benoit story.
the history of WWE.
Screwed. The complete story of the screen.
Ah, yeah.
The screw job. Any idea?
1.8 million.
At 1.3.
3.2.
Wow.
got
We're getting
little
good
figures.
views.
Everyone, yeah, no idea how good you are. Most popular top 10 video.
Top 10 wrestlers who hated each other in real life.
10 moves that'll kill you or something like that. I'm sure that's a list we've done.
That's got to be, yeah.
Top 10 match types that were never used again. It's the one with Bloody Sting on the broken casket.
On the casket one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then it's got to be 2.4 million.
3.5 since we're selling ourselves.
2.6. I'll give a point to Fraser.
Oh, bollocks, that was a name redacted list.
Oh, right.
10 moves that'll kill you.
How many?
3 million,
Oh,
7
bloody
years.
hell, all
7
right.
years ago. So technically, I
One
was,
of them says.
technically I was there
You
when
were-
it happened.
yeah,
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 I was
yeah.
there.
And you got the number right.
Yeah.
well
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Yeah?
There we go.
Most
Didn't write it.
popular What Happens That Wrestler video.
The Invasion.
What happened at?
No, whatever happened to that wrestler?
Oh, what
Whatever
happened to
happened to the
that,
wrestler? You know the song. Whatever
What-
happened to the wrestler?
You must have heard it 9 million times. You edited it.
God. The Invasion's a good one, but I think maybe NXT. First batch of NXT.
Yeah, well, I'm every member of the Nexus.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
How many hits?
What was the last one? I'll say 2.1 million.
1.3.
It's 2 million. So, Fraser, I'll give you another point for that because it's very close. Most popular Rise and Fall video.
Is it Vince McMahon?
Rise and fall of WCW.
TNA.
Oh, we've not done a W. That's a that's
That'll
got
only
good
be
numbers.
that won't have broken a million yet. It's not been up that
Yeah, I
long.
was going to say, it's not bloated. Not hit a million. So,
750k.
978,000.
It's 746K. Well done.
Wow.
boss.
Get in.
Most popular. What happened at?
It's got to be a WrestleMania. WrestleMania 34.
What happened at WrestleMania 38?
34 is right. How many views?
This could be 460,000.
I mean, that sounds about right, but I'll go a wee bit lower. 360.
627.
That was a bump of WrestleMania for us, that I tell you.
Absolutely. Most popular reaction video.
WrestleMania 34.
I would also say that one, yeah.
Royal Rumble 2018.
Really?
The thumbnail is
No
Nakamura screaming in pain. 30 people hated him.
It's
It's in the hundreds and thousands. What did they get?
600,000.
739.
615. So that's close enough for me to give it to Fraser. Most popular predictions video.
WrestleMania 34.
I feel like that's. I'll go 35 just to mix it up a bit.
Greatest Royal Rumble 2018.
That's
Shut the front
I have
door.
no idea why, but
okay. Then views wise,
and the 100,000s.
700 odd.
560,000.
It's just under 600,000. So apologies.
God, we don't know the channel at all.
No.
It's almost if you
Got rid
upload a
of
video and then forget it existed.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Most popular graded video.
WrestleMania 34.
It'll be a random Smackdown. A pay-per-view. WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania 34. Sorry, I'm stealing your.
No, it's Raw, the 22nd of October. Why wouldn't you get that? It's
Of
the one where
course.
Roman vacates the title.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Any idea on the views?
200 and some thousand.
312.
No, just under 500,000.
Oh.
Most popular tier list.
Ross, you should know this.
Attitude Era, I'd guess, off the top of my head. Attitude Era superstars, to be more precise.
I'll go Ruthless Aggression.
That would be funny, wouldn't it? No, it is the Attitude Era wrestlers.
Wrestlers.
I presume you said superstars because you're pros. Any idea in the hits?
1.2 million.
Oh, steady. That would never.
Jesus.
I'm involved. I don't get hits anymore.
461k.
I was closer with 12.
You were. Most popular news video. Goldberg apologizes. You idiot.
This Goldberg apologizes for
Sorry.
Super Showdown
Yeah.
match.
Sorry, a moment of madness there. We'll move on. The thumbnail is Goldberg dropping the Taker on his head.
Yeah.
Get in. That's a point for me, surely.
Yeah. It's got 400,000 views.
312.
346k.
Ooh.
I'm going to be anal, I'll give it to you. Most popular WTF moments.
WrestleMania 34 with 62 hits.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
It's WrestleMania 34. 312. Thumbnail is Braun and Nicholas.
312. Wow. I thought I was dead. To be fair, that was 2018. That.
Yeah. Most popular podcast episode.
Oh, that's impossible.
There's no way you're going to get a number.
What's the question? Give us a clue about the
The
question.
big question.
What's going to happen on this upcoming pay-per-view?
At WrestleMania 34.
It's recent.
It's
not-
quite recent. What's going to happen on
WrestleMania 39.
I wouldn't have guessed this, but it's not what you
Crown Jewel 2021.
Clash?
This
What's
year.
going to happen? I was going to say Clash at the Castle, but
Oh, the first AEW Revolution.
You never get it. Will Sammy overshadow Cody? Released on Feb 10th of this
Oh,
year.
I
The
was
week
on-
before
I was on that
Elimination
one.
Chamber.
Ah.
That did more than WrestleMania. Bloody hell, all right. Do you want an idea of our most viewed podcast?
200.
200,000, 350,000
304k. And a special
For a
mention.
podcast.
podcast.
That's 7
really,
hours long.
That's good. That's really.
I don't get it. The WCPW podcast special, 658k.
Wow. Okay.
Never forget. Thanks for all you do. Hardwood, Rich Mahogany. Yay!
Yay.
Chuck Taylor fan. Joe from Wexford Island. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
and
Joe.
It was
Thank you.
4 each. Well done. You both know
Wow,
your
we
product
know
so
the
well.
channel.
You both deserve to be kept here and paid until we get sick of you. Thank you very much, the Reese's Pieces, and thank you very much for doing that, the pair of you.
Thank you.
If you have any Reese's
Thank you for the
Pieces,
pen,
Maffew.
Joe.
Thank you for
Thanks,
the pen, Joe. Mailbag at cultaholic.com. Here's your pen, Joe.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely podcast.
Oh.
And just a shout out to our lovely, sexy, magnificent producers, Chris Routh.
Routh of the South.
Oh.
Reno
He's the
to-
mouth going north towards Iceland. I don't know what I'm doing.
Reno 2200.
Up the Reno with your little
00.
rat tail on the back of your head there from WCW in 2000.
Noah Anderson.
And
Even Joel's
Joel's getting involved. Yeah.
It's autopilot now. Oh.
And the big question this week.
We've already answered it 7 times in the midst of the podcast.
Yeah, but so fun. We want to talk about some more. Who will turn first? Adam Cole or MJF?
So we've had the little clue so far of Cole touching the belt, MJF seeing him, but Cole not seeing that MJF saw him, which would tell you that it'll be MJF because Cole didn't know he saw him. That's my input.
But
you, Ross.
to counter that, Adam Cole was looking at the belt first, thinking maybe I'm going to turn on him. You know, that's the focus. Yeah, MJF caught him, but Adam Cole was thinking about it first. MJF wasn't thinking about turning. Because or at least to us, he's having good fun. He's finally got a friend, and the betrayal will mean so much more when his one and only friend does turn on him because he wants the title. But I think they'll be tag champs. I think they're genuinely going to win the tag belts, and maybe go into their title match doing a Shawn Michaels John Cena where they both got the tag belts as well.
Oh, Iranu.
And then you get the turn. And then have the Acclaimed beat them because the Acclaimed need something to do.
The Acclaimed beat them.
Yes.
Hang on a second.
I
You were
don't know.
going well.
I don't know about that part, but
You did a 90-yard dash and dropped the ball before
Right,
you got on the
fumbled
line.
by the end, yeah.
Bloody hell.
There's only one person or team that can beat if they do get the title belts,
Yeah.
and that is the Young Bucks. They're the heroes we need at the time of strife.
Yeah.
We'll see who can crack first. I'm trying to think if I could say anything that I haven't already said, but I'm trying to think when MJF's going to turn on Adam Cole.
It'll be in that collision match, won't it? Tag titles on the line.
Both members of FTR down. Fantastic. Let's go for it. Adam Cole goes to the pin.
Double-
broken up by MJF.
Double
himself.
clothesline, but he swings him, gives him a rainmaker.
Do it all in.
Little pirouette on the dance floor.
That's a lot of effort there. Again, another reference to Torval and Dean. I mean, double clothesline him, then hold on, just spin around like a
He'll
top.
go for the double clothesline, but MJF won't run.
He's got
with
the
him,
wrist
and he'll
control.
Just, yeah,
MJF the Beyblade himself to take them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when is the turn going to happen as well? Because, collision seems like the logical step, but
It's too soon.
it's too soon, right? It feels like they've struck gold with this, and I think doing the turn at All In will be that more impactful because having a pay-per-view a week after feels a bit strange because you're going to have a world title match at All In and then a week later have another one. Have them be a tag team at All In and have the turn happen then, and you've got 80-odd thousand people furious at either Cole or MJF. Whoever does turn, it will be so much more impactful in front of that big crowd.
Plus, MJF can't come to England and not do his MJF dodgy promo, not talk about, oh, your teeth sucks, your all-day breakfasts are awful, can't get off the world, they only know salt as a spice, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So, he's just...
But I think if they
Or the alternative is Adam Cole just goes, yeah,
just hoops
I
him
like
in there.
MJF style, actually. Won more titles with him than bloody Roddy Strong. Roddy boring Strong. He never lets me go out for Chinese.
Oh, Roddy Strong's going to cost him the belt, isn't he? The jealousy.
I could do.
Yeah.
But again, that has
I don't know why you would do that and what that would do for Roddy Strong because he's not at that level.
Maybe
I think it's
trying
funny,
to-
just Roddy Strong kind of, he's a dick and go, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it does the whole trying to convince him that MJF's faking this when actually MJF's being genuine. But is Adam Cole faking this relationship? I don't think they both already admitted that they were going to turn on each other.
I would like it if Adam Cole turned on MJF just because it would be MJF not coming out on top for once.
Yeah.
Like, that feels weird to say. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I think it's. That's why I want Adam Cole to be the one to turn. His character's not changed from when he was a heel. He's just people cheer him now, and he plays video games. He's lovely.
And he's lovely.
Oh, is that how he's going to turn?
Yeah.
MJF's like, oh, I love that game you got me. He's like, yeah, oh, I beat it last week. And I'm like, you what?
You deleted my save.
no, there's multiple saves. It's like, you beat that. I haven't beat the game.
Are there games that rival each other? Like
They can be in some ways.
So
I
if
find
Cole-
games like...
Call of Duty, Battlefield.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Cole could be a fan of Battlefield and MJF loves a bit of COD.
I got you Pokemon. Which one?
FIFA, PES.
Blue. That's not even a contest anymore, is it?
Yeah, PES is dead.
FIFA F or EA Sports FC.
EAFC.
Yeah.
What's the PES thing called now? eFootball.
eFootball?
Yeah.
I'm not calling it that.
It's free as well.
I'll still call it International Superstar Soccer, me.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's good that they have rivalries in games. Because
Yeah.
it just seems Microsoft owns them all now.
The two, they own everything.
Yeah.
But they don't own MJF or Adam Cole.
Oh.
That's where the turn's going to be.
And they don't own us. You know who does own this podcast? You two magnificent
Google.
bastards. You two
Oh.
have been great this time. Bloody hell, it's been a blast doing this lovely podcast with you. If you obviously any of the thoughts on MJF and Cole, please let us know in the comments. Oh, you already have. Cheers. Fraser, what have you got for us until next week?
There is a worst shows ever on the channel already at the moment. It's King of the Ring 1999. Yes, it's an Attitude Era show, and it was pretty bad.
Which one is it?
King of the Ring 1999.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah. It's on the channel right now. You can go and watch that. I'm streaming Friday night, so actually it's already happened. So thanks for watching the stream. But I'll be back next week.
What do you stream on a Friday?
At the moment,
Tears of joy.
Yeah, tears of joy.
Cooking.
I'm doing Spider-Man at the moment. Spider-Man Miles Morales. But
Oh, the game,
I
right.
vary different games. I should do a cooking stream.
Yeah,
Try and get
people
over
well
with
into
my
that.
cooking. Yeah, I don't have a big enough kitchen.
Well, how big a kitchen do you need?
A space to have a camera to film. Oh. Yeah, I don't have that. My kitchen's quite small.
You need an island, don't you?
Yeah.
So you do the Nigella
You don't get like
thing.
a rat, like in Ratatouille, to hold the camera for you.
I'd be great. I often get told I look like that rat, actually.
The rat?
Hang
Yeah.
on.
Not the chef.
Both
What?
the rat and the chef.
Joel, I'm going to need a picture, please, of the rat from Ratatouille down
Remy.
the podcast.
Good old Remy. I
You
get
look
told
like a rat.
I get told I look like both Remy and Linguini.
Fraser, you're a handsome bastard.
And
That's
Roddy.
shocking.
And Roddy
I
from
look like the bloody chef.
Remy the rat.
No, not the chef. The food critic.
That one, the grey one.
Genuinely, I've been told that I look like both the rat.
You look more like the guy.
No,
Huh?
I think I look more like him. I also
All
get
right, okay, maybe at a push, but more just compared to a rat. Can you look at the food critic? Go down.
there.
Yeah, that's me after a shave. Checkmate, Fraser.
That was you after tasting wrestling at the weekend. Live wrestling.
It really was. Bloody hell. I'm like, hey, wrestling's good. And people are like, yes, wrestling YouTuber for years. Yeah, it is. Stupid idiot. Keep your opinions to yourself. Leave us alone. Ross, what have you got? for us?
Not much, because I was off on Monday, so I spent the week just...
Yeah, which one are you from Ratatouille? I can't remember any of the characters.
I'm not seeing Fraser there at all.
I
not
don't
seen
get,
Ratatouille?
I get
No, I haven't seen
Oh, that's a
it.
good one.
flushed away
There's
right as
ye.
well.
There you are. I'm there, like
Yeah.
Ross. Spitting image.
That looks like me.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of the
That's
characters
like-
from Ratatouille, so yeah.
If the saucy spider from James and the Giant Peach was a human Pixlar, that's the free editing software.
Then Jack would be arrested for stalking.
That would be her. I've not got much because I was away at the start of the week. Who's that? What did you say there, Joel? That's
Jack, did you say?
You just said that's Jack off the screen. That was the words of Joel and Joel
Yeah,
alone.
Joe Holland.
Joel Holland, yeah, Joel Holland and his pens.
Yep.
So Maffew, what have you got coming up?
No. No, I've been ill the entire bloody week. It's the first time I woke up, felt magnificent.
Oh,
I
what do
blamed-
you have?
Just a bit of cold.
Okay.
A bit of crappy cold that wouldn't go away. I wouldn't have come in. It's not the vid. I've had myself checked. But I blamed it on the disgusting people of the North Wrestling thing.
Plebs that you didn't sit with.
That's right. But I was like, no, I used to go and see these guys all the time. So they've always been like that. It's just I'm so out of touch that I made myself ill. So
Maybe you're-
and it was worth doing it.
Your immune system's become weak because you haven't been there.
Exactly.
For a while, yeah.
That's how it works. The herd immunity or whatever they call it.
Aye, something like that.
The Jim Herd immunity. That's watch old WCW.
Don't go on the top rope there. That top rope is immune from you. Oh, God. End the podcast.
Yeah, let's do it.
This has been Fraser, this has been Ross, this has been Joel and his pens. This has been Puppy Jack.
Joel and his pens.
Mailbag@cultaholic.com, patreon.com/cultaholic.
You're not on the screen.
You're not even on the screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. Leave me alone. And we'll leave you by whatever.
Bye.
By pointing at the screen and saying,
Well, I think you should do
Do the Jack
your
impression.
impersonation into the screen.
Yeah, can you just do it yourself?
go, did it. This might go sticky.
What the?
I'm sorry, Jack. I love you. No, wait, hang on. I remember when I haven't been on the episode and Jack's been like, I eat pal. Holy that is me, Maffew. Ooga booga. Like, nah, bollocks to you. Nah, everything's fair in podcasting.
Yeah. That's the point of the sign.
Oh, yeah.
Ooga booga.